So basically, back in July, before 2 years before this ever happened, I kind of said that I wanted all the characters and I wanted Smash Ultimate to happen. I mean, at the time, I called it Smash and X because we didn't know the Nintendo Switch was a thing. And then later that year, I'm like, Smash is definitely coming to the Switch. There's no way. And when the E3 happened, it was probably the most hype overload I've ever had in my life. I was watching it with some people, and I just see Ryu come back, and I'm like, yes. And then I see all these characters. I see Wolf, freaking Ice Climbers. I was like ecstatic. I literally lost my voice that day when I saw that direct. I was amazed, dude. Like, it was probably like one of the best directs I ever had from someone who likes Smash so much. It was amazing, man. It was like so magical. It was like my prayers got answered from God, and it's like, oh yeah, here's the game. I'm like, wow, dude, this is amazing. Yeah, it's literally one of the best reveals I've ever seen at a freaking direct. And if we go off of the pre-release, you guys read it, Cinema and Ken. So,
Hold on, wait. What's your thoughts about Ridley being announced?
oh yeah, freaking amazing. I kind of wanted that character. And I mean, I didn't mind him too much. I'm not much of a Metroid fan. I played some of the Metroid games. I still need to get to it. But I mean, I was happy that people got Ridley. I mean, I like him now. He's pretty cool. I never thought that he could never be a character.
And what are your thoughts of Simon and Richter Belmont being announced?
I mean, first off, Daisy's pretty cool being an Echo Fighter. I mean, giving the characters Echo Fighter slots is pretty cool. I always prefer Daisy over Peach anyway, so, I thought that was really exciting and cool, and I loved that. Another thing is, like, Simon and Richter, I mean, heck yeah, dude! Freaking, they're so cool. Like, I didn't know much about Castlevania. I mean, I played some of the old games, but man, when I saw Simon and Richter like just show up, I'm like, dude, this is pretty sick. I used to play some of the Castlevania games when I was younger, and it was really cool to see these characters represented in. I think it was long overdue for Simon and Richter to come over, because so if we got Snake back, I mean, why not get Simon and Richter back from Konami? We got like a crap ton of songs, like 34 songs. Like, jeez, dude, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We got K. Rool, which is amazing. People have been asking for that character since like Melee, since like 2001. So I'm glad people finally got their character, and that was great. I mean, K. Rool's a fun character to see and fun character to play. He's kind of weird now, I'm not gonna lie, but he's cool.
Yeah.
And then, I think, if we go off of, oh yeah, here we go. Dark Samus and Chrom were revealed. I am so happy about that because I think Dark Samus has a cool design. Chrom, I mean, he finally had his day, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, after the whole trailer of him getting destroyed by Falcon, I'm like, yeah, I finally got back into the game, and they finally gave the people what they wanted. And then we didn't get, and then, oh man, September Direct was really interesting. Freaking Isabelle. Okay, I like Animal Crossing and all, but that was a character I didn't have an attachment to. I mean, I like Animal Crossing as a series, and I mean, I like the games. I just play them like for relaxation and just being able to play with people. But Isabelle was like, okay, that's cool. I'm not really hyped. It was cool to see the character in. I just wasn't really hyped for her.
Yeah, same here. That direct, going back to that direct, like I literally thought they were gonna announce way more stuff from Smash Brothers, but they didn't. The only thing revealed was Isabelle and everything, and then I remember also that weird that other part of the trailer where I don't know, just like the lights kept going off of that guy's office for Animal Crossing. So I'm like, are they going to reveal something eventually and later down in the line? I don't know, but I don't know.
I would have been so hyped for Tom Nook, dude. I would have actually been hyped for Tom Nook.
But then after that, then we go to the November Direct where Ken Masters and Incineroar were announced.
I know this is where you guys are at, so where are we at with this? Where are you guys at with this?
So I was talking about, like, we literally didn't see a crossover where Ryu and Ken until Capcom versus SNK 2 or Tekken versus Street Fighter. So it's been really that long. So I'm just like, that's crazy. You know, finally they're together once again, like they've always been and everything. And I honestly thought I wasn't really big surprised that he was announced because if you're gonna add Echo Fighters, eventually they're gonna add Ken in there. But luckily, Ken isn't one of those characters that are just complete clones. Ken actually has his movesets that borrow a lot from Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and you know his final one of his final fast being from the Marvel's Capcom series, which is a nice addition and everything.
They had to add moment 31 in there.
In my opinion, on that day, I kind of missed out on the Ken reveal, but when I saw him in action, I'm like, I was getting mad hype. I was literally getting mad. I love both Ken and Ryu in the Street Fighter series. They're literally the characters I play all the time in those games. Like, it's really sick to see, like, one of my favorite, like, two of my favorite characters literally get into this game. Because, dude, oh my gosh, I used to play Ken and Ryu all the time back in the Street Fighter 2 arcade days, 3, freaking Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I used to play those characters a whole lot. They were the two most recognizable characters. I used to play them all the time. I just was really hyped for Ken. I liked Ryu's playstyle in Smash 4. I really thought they were going to do the same with Ken, and they actually did change him up a bit. I know he's an Echo Fighter and all, but I feel like they're kind of more distinct than what they actually are. I don't really think I consider Ken an Echo Fighter more than anything. I don't think I do, to be honest. I mean, they have some similar moves, but the thing is, Ken has his Shoryu, he has his crazy kicks, like... I don't know. I just feel indifferent about it. I mean, I don't mind if he's an Echo Fighter because Street Fighter 2, he technically was a clone, but then they just changed him up with like other mechanics that he has. I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I was hyped for him. And then you guys probably talked about Incineroar, I'm guessing, or
not yet. But what are your thoughts on Ken, Mr. Game Guy?
Ken? When it came down to this whole Echo Fighters thing, though, there were two popular choices for Echo Fighters. It was Ken Masters from Street Fighter or Shadow the Hedgehog from Sonic. I think we all know how well that panned out. But overall, I was hoping that this would happen, and honestly, I'm happy that it did happen. History speaks for itself. I'm glad he's in the game, and I'm glad that people enjoy him.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, it couldn't have just been Ken. He couldn't just be the one to hog up the spotlight. Because then off in the distance, in the shadows, we see an ominous figure come down, run forward, land with a good old cross chop. It was none other than Incineroar.
From the Pokemon series, yeah. So this one's very interesting to me because I didn't think they're going to add a Generation 6, 5?
7.
7 generations. Damn, it's been that long, huh? That's a lot of generations.
Pokemon has changed a lot since some people have been a kid, to be honest. Like,
coming from an old school Pokemon fan since the first generations, I literally didn't expect Incineroar to be announced or them adding any of the newer Pokemon in Smash Brothers. And go ahead.
To be honest, sorry for cutting you, but to be honest, I won't lie, I actually was hyped for Incineroar too, because Gen 7 was a pretty big deal for me when that came out. I played a crap ton of Gen 7 when that came out. I beat the whole game in like a lot, like after I got it. Not to say the same about Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I still need to finish those games. Still need to finish that game actually, but I legit kind of thought it was going to be Decidueye because in Pokken Tournament, like, a lot of people really like Decidueye more than Incineroar. But from what I heard, Sakurai, like, the starters weren't really, like, finished at the time Smash Ultimate was in development, so Sakurai chose the one who, design-wise, was more interesting, and he chose Incineroar. And honestly, I'm really glad about that because holy crap, dude, Incineroar is probably one of my favorite starters in any Pokemon game. I love his design. The thing about Incineroar is, like, he reminds you so much of, like, a Macho Man Randy Savage type wrestler or, like, The Rock or something like that. It's, like, he's so sick. I'm more of, like, Macho Man, honestly, or, like, a Zangief, there we go, Zangief type character. The character is literally Zangief, but just just as a cat.
Yeah, that's what I thought too when I saw the trailer. But I'm like, okay, he plays a lot like Zangief from Street Fighter. Maybe they could have added Zangief or something. But no, they added Incineroar and everything. I thought that was very interesting. Coming from a guy who actually did play Pokemon Y and X. Yeah, and like I thought the game was okay. You know, it's not one of my favorite Pokemon Gen games and everything, but Incineroar is definitely a character that I started with, and he's just an awesome Pokemon and everything. When he was announced for Smash and everything, I'm just like, wow, that was crazy. But he's a really interesting and fun character.
I mean, yeah, he's really cool. I mean, I like the whole, like, side B, and then you use, like, a B button to, like, literally, like, oop for your opponent or something. Like, it was ridiculous, dude. Like, I'm like, oh, this character's actually pretty sick. I mean, his up B's not great or anything, but oh my gosh, that dude's got power. His down B, literally, if you use his down B and you just, like, use his power and everything, I'm like, holy crap, dude, this character is insane.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Mr. Game Guy?
Okay, to be completely honest, during the initial thought of it, I normally don't have any problems with any character that comes into Smash, but whenever people brought up the idea of a new Pokemon, I was kind of like, maybe not, since I kind of felt that that was sort of like an obligation since Pokemon is so popular. But as soon as I saw Incineroar and saw him in action, I just thought, okay, Smash just made me love Incineroar. This is why I love Smash Bros. It takes characters I normally probably wouldn't care about and makes me love them. I love how they just replicated him and just made him into like a heel, like a heel from WWF. I fucking love it. And all in all, even though he's not the best, like the most viable or super strong character, I just love how he plays. He's so satisfying to run around, use his side B and get the timing down for those amazing lariats. And I just love how Sakurai deliberately says, his neutral B, Darkest Lariat, is sort of like a red cyclone. I just thought that was the best part about it. So all in all, Incineroar to me was just a thumbs up right there. But from that point though, that wasn't the last character reveal we had, because in a moment that would change history forever, Sakurai revealed a small little bonus that if you were to pre-order the game,
I'm ready for this.
It starts off ominous. On the new Super Mario Bros. Stage, you see Luigi and a bunch of Yoshis currently in a daze. What's the cause of this? Mario, who seems pretty intense at that point, walks down the stage and encounters a newcomer. A piranha plant? What's a piranha plant doing here? Is this some kind of item or is this trophy? Who knows? Well, Mario goes over, attacks it. What the fuck? Did it just backdashed. It down to a Smash Tech. Wait, no. No, you cannot be. Oh my fucking. Piranha Plant is playable?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Oh boy. Yo, I think you guys should go first because mine is pretty like, oh boy, you guys can't wait for mine. You go ahead. You both go first.
Alright, so I remember that day when we were watching that direct, me and Mr. Game Guy, we literally like, I literally can hear like Mr. Game Guy like, wait, no way, no way. I was like, wow, they really did add Piranha Plant in Smash, and everybody was freaking pissed. But eventually when the character came out, like, it was a fun character.
It was, like, as soon as that happened, like, everyone's reaction was a combination between pissed because it was stealing a slot to just laughing laughing their ass off. So many characters loved this as soon as it came up. Like, I couldn't believe it. At a time and point, though, when we got King K. Rool, Ridley, and Simon and Belmont in there, I was just thinking, okay, there's no character reveal that could surprise me. And they found a character that could surprise us all.
Yeah.
No one saw that coming whatsoever, and I fucking loved it. I loved it indeed. I loved it so much that they added Piranha Plant in there. And the reason for why they did this, though, was because Sakurai wanted to find a character that wasn't a traditional hero and villain, but someone who was also well known. And he just thought to himself, everyone knows who Piranha Plant is. Well, you got us there, man. You got us there.
Yeah.
Anyway, your guys' turn.
Your turn, Ghost Man.
Oh boy. So I was in a voice chat with some people when this happened. Luckily I was actually able to make it before this happened because I kind of missed the Kennen and Sonora trailer. I did watch it later though, and I was hyped for it. Man, dude, when Piranha Plant got announced, I usually I don't cuss really, but dude, I remember back then when Piranha Plant was revealed, I'm like, freaking Piranha Plant with the cuss words and everything. Freaking Piranha Plant? What the heck, man? This is the stupidest thing ever. You put this character in Overshadow? What? How did you waste a slot? This character's so stupid. I'm actually shocked. Why would you put a freaking plant in Smash? What is this? Why? Why? I'm like, I was so furious, dude. I was so serious. No, again, I just don't swear in general.
Oh, gotcha.
It's like, oh my gosh, dude. I was like, what the frick, dude? I'm like, what? This is ridiculous. I was so mad that day, dude. I was like, I can't believe they put a stupid plan over freaking Shadow. And I was not happy about that reveal that day. I'm sorry. I was not happy. I mean, now that I look back on it, I mean, I don't mind Piranha Plant anymore. Like, I think he's a cool and interesting character. Like, I don't hate him at all. But at that time, I was like, gosh, dang it, this is one of the weirdest characters I've ever seen. It shocked me, honestly. It was one of the most shocking reveals I think I've ever seen. I mean, Cloud is also there too, but Piranha Plant was like, I don't think anyone expected this character, let's be completely honest. Like, it's kind of funny to me that nobody leaked this character. I mean, there were some leaks, but people just passed them over, because they're like, no, that's like a fake rumor. Like, let's be honest. If you literally, people could believe Ken and Incineroar, obviously. I mean, people were in denial for them being the last two characters, when in reality it was actually Piranha Plant. It's funny to me that it was the final character of the base. I technically count it as base roster because Piranha Plant was planned. I mean, it was a free bonus for, after all, like Mewtwo. But it's like, holy crap, dude. Way to make everybody go crazy and like shocked at the fact that you put a character that no one literally cares about. I mean, they let people like Petey Piranha, but still nobody cares about Piranha Plant. That's the funny part. Nobody would expect this character, and honestly, I love it for that fact. I love it now, but I hated it back then. I hated it, dude.
If anything, it was just sort of like a nice test of time says that, the whole team behind Smash is so creative that they can make a basic Piranha Plant fun and creative, and that's what I loved about it.
I mean, if it was a Koopa Troopa or a Goomba, I would have been happy about that too.
I would have been too. Like, you can go back and watch our reaction on it though, but it was just priceless. I was just thinking to myself, you know what? This is amazing. I'm completely down with it. Sorry, Shantae and Banjo. Piranha Plant is where it's at.
Yeah, like when it was revealed, I was all like, I wasn't pissed at all. And knowing me, I would have been like, if I was very serious about it, I would have been pissed. But honestly, I had a laugh. I thought that was very funny.
Yeah, but from that point onwards, though, we kind of knew it wasn't the end, because Sakurai revealed around that point, though, that we would be getting DLC. And from that point onwards, to bring up a certain topic that people might be a little sore on the Game Awards of 2018, they gave a small reveal. And this, by the way, this was a day before the game's release. We got a small
This was actually the day of. Well, the day before. Yeah, the day before. It's like a day. But there was the early release. I remembered I went to that. Go ahead. I'll stop talking now.
No, I get what you mean. So, literally hours within the game's release, they were displaying the Video Game Awards, and let's just say the show got hijacked for a moment. It was from that point onwards, though, where we got our first. We got a look at our first character literally stealing an invitation. That character was none other than one that I'm kind of surprised, though, kind of made the cut considering his recent appearance. But it was none other than Joker from Persona 5.
Okay, we forgot to mention the fact that they did actually announce 5 DLC characters in the last direct.
But go right ahead.
Yeah, it did. It did announce 5 DLC characters coming out for 2019, and I was hyped for that. I mean, we got more characters and stuff. I was literally in my mind. I'm like, this is totally going to be third-party characters. There's no way these are Nintendo characters. And then Joker gets. I remember the day Joker got revealed is the day I was at the midnight release for Smash Ultimate, and we forgot the reveal. Like, literally, I pulled it up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they actually put Joker in this game. I was hype as crap, dude. I actually wanted Joker really badly in Smash Ultimate. I haven't played Persona 5. I mean, I've seen playthroughs of it, but man, that freaking music, man. That music was so good that I'm like, dude, Joker should be in Smash just to have that music. And when I saw Joker get in, I'm like, let's go. I was so hyped, dude. I could not believe it.
Yeah. For me, I remember too, like, it was very interesting because I was about to go and pick up my copy and stuff from GameStop, and then I remembered when I was watching the Game Awards, killing time and everything like that, and then my wife, she was like, "You ready to go?" I'm like, "Yeah." So like, and then after that, I was like getting my jacket. I was upstairs and everything like that. And then my girlfriend was calling me. I'm like, "What game is this?" I'm like, "What game?" And it's like, "Oh, it's a Persona game. I guess they announced a new Persona game or something like that." And when I saw the invitation, the Smash symbol in the middle of it, I was like, "No freaking way!" My girlfriend was like, "What?" And I'm like, "He's in Smash, really?" I'm a person that never played Persona 5, but is familiar with the characters and everything like that, and watching gameplay and watching playthroughs of the game and everything. I was just very surprised that I didn't think Joker was going to be in Smash Brothers. Like, when they announced that, I'm like, what the heck? And I was like, wow, that is freaking crazy. The only reason my wife called me because she's a big anime fan, and she literally thought that was an anime that she would be interested in watching and everything.
Persona is basically a playable anime when you think about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ernesto, your mic kind of weird. I had to point that out because it's like, holy crap.
Oh, don't worry about it. We've had issues with his other mic, so we're just dealing with it.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, yeah, Joker was pretty sick for me. I had no regards to it. I was literally at a GameStop when it happened. Everybody was going nuts because we wanted to reveal a Smash. And honestly, Joker took the taste of Piranha Plant out of my mouth pretty fast. Like, I mean, it was pretty good. I was excited for Joker. Like, I'm like, if they're going this route with the DLC, then I'm totally down for it.
Yeah.
You have any thoughts, Peter? Or
yeah, I do. When I first heard about this, it was at the point though where I went to my gaming weeklies that I usually go for tournaments and stuff like that. I was there the night of the game release though, and this is when people were buying their copies from GameStop. I was literally going there, like experiencing Smash Ultimate for the first time, and we were just playing a bunch of free-for-alls and unlocking the characters. Literally, when that happens, one of the guys behind us, who his name, by the way, Game GD, just yelled out in the back, "Joker's a Smash!" And I didn't even know, like, who Joker was at the time, so when I heard Joker, I immediately thought, wait, Joker from Batman is in Smash? And I literally, as soon as that... As soon as that happened, I immediately turned around, started running down and yelling, "Oh my god! Oh my god!" And I started like grabbing onto a couple guys' shoulders, jumping up and down. "Oh my god!" And then I was on when it was from Persona 5. I was like, "Oh, wait, Persona 5's in Smash! Oh my god! Oh my god!" I haven't even played Persona 5, but oh my god! I was like freaking the frick out like as soon as that happened, and I just like, I was going over the top. I could be very excitable if some people know me in real life, but I just like I just like went on the full hype train because I just wanted other people to be hyped. I didn't even care about Persona 5, but I was just like, oh my god, I don't even care about this series, but oh my god, I just wanted to generate hype when that happened, and I loved it. I generally did. So, all in all, glad to have Joker in the game. So, I guess from that point onwards, we might as well just go on with the other DLC characters. The ones that we know of currently.
Yeah.
So,
at the time of this video's uploaded, we still don't know who the 5th DLC character is. It hasn't been announced yet. We thought it was in the Game Awards of 2019, but no.
Salt, I am so angry. Why didn't they announce Goku for it?
Or Pika from Sesame Street. Or the Muppets. Yeah, the Muppets. Sorry, wrong Muppet show.
Close enough, I suppose. But anyway, let's move on to, well, let's see. We have Robin, we have Joker, and now we have the hero that we don't deserve, but we truly need. Thus, lead in to the next character reveal, which was literally Hero from Dragon Quest. And
okay,
I'll just...
Go ahead, sorry.
I'll just get the two controversies out of the way. A lot of people outside of Japan were not super hype about this since Dragon Quest really isn't the biggest franchise outside of Japan. Secondly, what the fuck is that name? Hero? They couldn't have come up with something better? I'm still pissed about that. They still could not have come up with a better fucking name for this character! It's so goddamn generic!
It is generic, and I thought like, oh, they added him to promote the new Dragon Quest game. Like, I literally, like, that's the reason why. Like, my opinion is that they wanted. Nobody knows that a new Dragon Quest game is coming out, and every single direct that they've played before Smash's release, literally, like, they were overhyping this game so much, and I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if they added him in Smash Brothers. They added him in Smash Brothers. Like, I was like, okay, I'll give this character a try and everything, whatever. And this character is weird.
Yep. Just to get a short summary, Hero is the most RNG what the fuck character in already RNG what the fuck party game.
Your thoughts, Ghostman? Ghostman?
Oh, Ghostman, are you still there?
So, Hero, I'm not gonna lie, I've really never been a Dragon Quest guy myself, but the fact that I've heard of the series, I heard about the rumors about character coming in. I played a little bit of the game. It's like an RPG. I'm interested in playing the series. Definitely 11. The thing I think that got to me was the designs of the characters. I was not mad at all. I was happy. I was actually happy at the fact when I saw these characters, like the music going, like Edric, and like the bandana guy and everything. They brought in the other heroes. I'm like, dude, I'm set. I wasn't even mad at all. I was actually happy. I was like happy that people actually got, like, Japanese people actually got a Dragon Quest character. Also the fact that they literally look like Dragon Ball design characters from Akira Toriyama. Like, why would I hate that?
Well, I remembered one of our moderators in the Planet X server. He mentioned that in the making of Dragon Quest, I guess Akira Toriyama was in charge of the design for the characters. He got so lazy with it that he decided just to make them look like Dragon Ball characters.
Yep, so Akira Toriyama's laziness was a result of the reason why we will never get Goku in Smash. Because Hero already exists. And they even deliberately do this. When he shoots Kafriz, he shoots a Kamehameha. When he charges up for a Psych Up, he is charging up to go Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
They purposely did it. They knew that people wanted Goku, and so like, okay, this is Goku with a sword.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
Especially the guy with the long hair looked like future Trunks.
oh my god, yeah. So, case in point, minus my still hatred for the name, though to be fair, we have a character named Villager in there, so I guess it's
And
kind of
Duck
hypocritical.
Hunt.
Sorry, what?
And Duck Hunt.
And Duck Hunt, and Wii Fit Trader, and Pokemon Trader, so I guess I can't really get that mad if I'm okay with those names. Regardless of that, I was pretty okay with the reveal. And hey, to the people in America who were pretty pissed that we didn't get a character we want, well, that's not true. The reason why we got the pirate bandana ult, he is from Dragon Quest VIII. Dragon Quest VIII is the most popular game in the West. And they added that in because that was the most popular Dragon Quest character that was submitted from Western fans. So we did get a character we requested for.
Ooh.
So
Oh,
anyway,
man.
memes aside, we got Hero in there, or Luminary, I guess you want to call them. It was also later on from that point. I guess I should also bring up from my experience is that I did see Heroes reveal during that point while I was watching E3. However, sadly, I had to go to work during the middle of the conference, and during that whole point, I was working. I was thinking, okay, they probably announced something else Smash related, and I kid you not, a coworker literally told me, they added 2 new characters, and like, wait, 2 new characters? Don't freaking tell me who they are. So throughout my entire shift, I was wondering who it was. So when I got home, I checked out the whole conference. I scrolled just all the way past up to the point I saw anything Smash revealed, and well, let's just say the announcement was something so freaking rare that no one ever expected would ever happen. You guys want to do the honor?
Okay, so I was actually streaming my reactions of the direct and everything like that. And towards the end, as soon as they revealed all these other games that are going to come out and everything, the Switch logo drops. I'm like, oh, okay, we're going to get another reveal. And then I remembered the trailer for King K. Rool. They showed like all the paths, the villains going up against the heroes and everything. Like the heroes going up against their prospective villains, the same way that they did for the King Rool trailer and everything. I'm like, oh, we're getting the villain and everything like that. And then as soon as they showed, Diddy, Donkey Kong, and King K. Rool just right there, and then like just that one moment changed forever. I was like, and then that golden puzzle piece. Bing, bing. I'm like,
Are you okay?
No, we'll talk about that character later. Oh, excuse me, never doing that again.
What did you do?
Anyway, I was like, no way. They're not gonna. Don't do this to me, Sakurai. Don't do this to me. So they did the same thing with K. Rool. Like literally, like a silhouette of that character, but later on it was like Duck Hunt, the dog, and everything. His whole little cheesy smile that he does in the Duck Hunt games, and then he was right there, like up above in the heavens, coming down, and it was Banjo-Kazooie. I was so fucking happy, like they're back, they're fucking back. I was so fucking happy because I've always wanted Banjo-Kazooie to also be in Smash as well. Since Sonic the Hedgehog was announced in Brawl and everything, I thought to myself, oh, all these other third-party characters could be announced as well and everything. I hope they add like Crash Bandicoot or Banjo-Kazooie or Mega Man. And, freaking we finally get Banjo-Kazooie and everything. I don't know. I think that whole partnership with Microsoft and, the cross-play and everything like that really was worth it, that we finally get freaking Banjo-Kazooie in a Smash Bros. Game, and not only that, they returned to a Nintendo game. I'm just so fucking happy about that. Excuse my language, but I was so excited, dude.
Trust me, dude, you were not the only one. The whole world at that point shared your hype.
I mean, I've been one of the people who have wanted Banjo ever since I was a kid, so basically it went like this. Ah! like but Banjo. Like legit, I was losing it, dude. I was in a voice call, and I'm like, oh my gosh, freaking Banjo's in Smash, this is amazing. I was legit crying, dude. I was crying so hard for the fact that I got my character in Smash. You don't even know how long I've wanted that character to be in this game, dude. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I was like legit. My same hype levels for when Smash Ultimate got revealed were the same at E3, but it was like higher at this year's. It was, I couldn't believe it, dude. It was like a dream come true for me. As like someone who played Banjo as a kid, I'm like, this is the greatest thing this is one of the greatest things I've seen in this game. Like, wow.
It was truly, at that point, the world has never been the same ever again. Nintendo and Microsoft's partnership brought on a duo that I didn't even think anyone was going to see back with his Nintendo partners, but he was. And also, no offense to you guys, but Steve, I am inevitable. And we are Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh yeah, look, there's not that much I can say. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I do want to play more Banjo down the line. It's just there's another character I've been playing that we will discuss in a bit. But I'm just saying, like, I really do want to play Banjo again sometime. That character is so much fun when he came out. Like, they added all his tracks, everything, the spirits. His stage is amazing. I just love the fact that those characters are in, and I'll probably am going to try them out sometime, because, man, dude, it feels amazing. Now, Nintendo, give me my boy Crash! I still want Crash! Okay, yeah, but we can move on.
Hey, no worries there. Suffice to say, the world has never been the same again. More fans got together, though, and signed a thank you letter to Sakurai, which thankfully I'm grateful I was allowed.
I don't think a lot of people were mad at the fact that Banjo got in this game. I think people were not mad. Like, of course, people have been requesting Banjo so much, dude.
They weren't mad at all. Another thank you letter got sent out to Sakurai, and thankfully I managed to get my signature on there.
I still can't believe it's actually a thing. Honestly, I can't believe it.
No one can believe it either. Like, it still doesn't feel real. It still doesn't.
Yeah.
We got one more character to talk about, though, and
I'll let you guys do the honors for this one.
Okay.
let me do the honors.
Okay,
please.
go ahead.
I like to. So, September to Nintendo Direct. Somebody who loves fighting games and goes through a lot of things. This character we did not expect. There was rumors going around that it was going to be Ryu Hayabusa as the fourth character, and that would have been really sick. But then we were all very surprised when an SNK trademark was used, and then people started going nuts. And then on the day of the trailer, we see the SNK Neo Geo trailer, and we're like, oh my gosh, we're actually getting an SNK character in this game. My thoughts were like, we're getting a King of Fighters character. Pans out to Kyo, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be freaking Kyo Kusanagi. And I'm like, crap, nope. And then we get freaking Joe and Andy, and it's like, nope. Rio tries to get it, nope. And then, do you see all these SNK characters trying to get the stupid Smash invitation? Freaking Geese. I thought I was losing my mind for a second because I thought it was going to be Geese, because Geese is in Tekken right now. And he falls off the building trying to get an invitation. I'm like, are you stupid? Are you stupid for doing that? By chance you had, like, I know you're trying to do it, but
he's Howard. He's used to it.
he kind of has a habit of doing that.
Die forever. Stupid. Freaking Geese, dude. I literally can't believe it. And then we go to Nakaruru, and I'm like, please don't let it be the bird girl from a Samurai Showdown. I swear, do not let it be. I mean, I wouldn't mind it, but I'm like, do not. And then freaking Iori, and I'm like, oh please let it be Iori. Like, Iori's actually so sick. And then we get the invitation on the ground, and it's picked up by one mother trucker by the name of Terry Bogard. He uses his freaking hands, and he's like, hey, come on! And then Terry Bogard joins the Smash. Are you okay? And I'm like, yes, Yes. I was actually mad hyped for Terry because I played SNK when I was younger, but I knew Terry a little bit off of Max's playthroughs of Terry Bogard in KOF 14, and I've really wanted to play KOF since then. When Terry got in, dude, I was actually, something sparked inside me, and I'm like, I'm playing this character. This was main material right now. This was main material. Terry wasn't in my top 10, but Terry was one of those characters I wanted so... I mean, I actually never thought I wanted until I saw him. Because King of Fighters is sick. It's a sick series. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm actually glad they did it. And we had to wait another 2 months, and we got, like, his... And, I guess I'll just go with it, and then I'll let you guys have your thoughts. I mean, Terry's really sick, the fact that we actually got him in this game. I actually played King of Fighters 2002, and I watched, like, more videos of the series, and I started getting way more interested in Terry, because Terry's backstory is really messed up. Like, it's pretty sad.
It is.
It's pretty sad. His dad died because of Geese Howard. He wanted revenge on Geese, basically. But he's so sick that this dude does not care. He's so cool with a trucker hat. They literally put an American fighting game character in Smash, and it's the funniest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
I love Terry, dude. Like, the thing about Terry is, like, a bunch of people are still talking about him in the competitive scene, but he's literally my main. Like, no joke. I triple main Ken, Ryu, and Terry because of how fun Terry was. The thing is, I started getting really burnt out on Smash by November because I really didn't feel it anymore because I wasn't going to tournaments or anything. Terry literally got me back into that jive. I did not have fun with the Smash character for years because of Terry. Like, legit, Terry was literally the reason why I was able to practice Ryu and Ken more. This character literally rejuvenated my passion for Smash again, and honestly, I'm so glad for it, because literally the next month, I literally get people that actually took me to a tournament. And in that tournament, I was able to find people who were near me. And what do you know? I'm actually able to go to tournaments now because I did pretty well in some tournaments, and now I actually get car rides to tournaments, and I'm going to be going to more. And honestly, I have to thank Terry for that. If it wasn't for this character, I literally wouldn't be in the situation I am with the Smash community, and it is amazing.
Yeah.
Also play KOF All-Stars at the game is pretty fun, but just play any KOF game, please. Please support KOF 15. That's a good fan of game franchise.
We're not sponsored by SNK for saying that.
We're not sponsored. I'm just saying it's a great franchise. Support it.
But
Go ahead.
in my opinion, like as a big fan of Street Fighter and fighting games in general, like the person that just prefers more Street Fighter than any other fighting game franchise and everything. I have played a lot of King of Fighters and Fatal Fury. It was just one of those games that literally, in my opinion, that isn't very well known. It's just one of those games that, you know, you go to a laundromat, if that laundromat doesn't have Street Fighter, then you go to that Neo Geo arcade cabinet and play either King of Fighters or Fatal Fury, whatever they had and everything. I played in King of Fighters terms. Yeah, Terry was one of my people that I liked. One of the characters that I like to use along with Kyo, and just whatever character I wanted to be my third one. It didn't really matter. I literally thought Ryu and Ken were only going to be the character from a traditional fighting game in Smash. I thought that was the only characters from a traditional fighting game that was going to be in Smash Brothers and everything. And then I remembered, like, I think even before that trailer had dropped there was a actual leak, quote unquote, because I remembered, I guess somebody from the eShop went to the fourth DLC fighter to pre-purchase or something like that. And there was like a little the copyright trademark thing right there, and it said SNK, and I'm like, oh god! And I showed it to the guys in the server, and literally we were debating which SNK character was it gonna be. I broke it down to pretty much just King of Fighter characters. I didn't think any other SNK characters like the people from Metal Slug or Samurai Showdown. Like, I thought it was going to be somebody for King of Fighter and everything.
like in my opinion, I thought it was only going to be King of Fighters. Literally, there was only one person on my mind that I thought was going to be in, and obviously, I thought it was going to be Terry. There's no, like, Terry's such a popular character in Japan. He's like the #1 most requested character. He's like the #1 most popular SNK. He's basically Mr. SNK. He's like the mascot of that franchise. It's kind of funny because Kyo and Iori are supposed to be. Kyo is supposed to technically be the mascot of it, but people just like Terry more, so they just literally just leave Terry as the mascot for that series.
Well,
I mean, Kyo's more of the mascot for KOF, but Terry's like more of like SNK, and people have more like they have more of a connection now.
And for a person that prefers Kyo Kusanagi over Terry Bogard, I literally thought it was Kyo Kusanagi. And I remember watching the trailer and everything. Literally, when it showed Kyo's hands, like, yes, fucking Kyo's and fucking Smash Brothers. But then, like, just slipped out of his hands, like, wait, what? And then all these other characters trying to grab it.
Sucked.
Yeah, it sucked for me. I'm like, wait, so he's not announced? So then you see all these other SNK King of Fighter characters, Nakamura from Samurai Showdown, trying to grab the invitation and everything. And then, like, when it showed that it was going to be, like, I literally thought, like, if it wasn't going to be Iori, I knew it was going to be this one character. It was Terry Bogard. And it was.
I mean, of course. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that Terry was more popular in Japan, I feel like if Kyo was the #1 most popular, I think he would have been included instead. The thing is, like, I think Terry came out first before, Kyo Kusanagi happened. Like, I mean, King of Fighters didn't start until 94, and, like, the thing is, like, Fatal Fury started, like, 1991, 1992, and the thing about this, Terry's been in every single King of Fighters game. He's a mainstay for that series.
Yeah.
Like you can't have KOF without Terry.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like basically you can't have Smash without Mario.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I thought, okay, this is a really nice addition and everything. I'm like, okay, so pretty much I'm over here thinking, so since Terry's announced, pretty sure like any other character from a traditional fighting game might be announced in the future, maybe, who knows. But, man, it's just, man, dude, Terry is such a freaking great character in that game. And for a person that mains Ryu and Smash Brothers, man, dude, Terry is such a fun character to play. He literally like plays out. He literally plays like he does in any other King of Fighters or Fatal Fury game and stuff. And I'm just like, oh my god, dude! Like I was just so happy.
Is it me or does Terry feel more? Does he feel like he has more mobility than Ken and Ryu? Because he feels like I can do more with him than Ken and Ryu's mobility. It's kind of funny because it's like, I kind of like the SNK mobility more than Capcom's. Like, the thing is, here's a fun fact about Terry in the SNK series. King of Fighters is not popular in the West, so if you guys don't know what that series is about, then I don't blame you. But the reason why I know about that series
it's more popular with Japan and the Latin community.
And literally, when I was a kid, I was 6 years old and I was living in Mexico. I really do remember playing King of Fighters in the arcades, like, all the time. Because of one reason, freaking Angel. It's kind of funny, I knew her. I knew what Tushi was and stuff. It's like, I remember that sprite from, like, back in the KOF days. And I'm like, yeah, I played the KOF game. I did play the KOF games back in the day. Same with, like, how I did with Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Basically, me being in America and then going to Mexico the next year, that's where I got most of my arcade fix. And I'm like, this is amazing, honestly. Because literally, I liked playing those games as a kid. I really did. I mean, playing them in arcades, like, I'm a huge arcade junkie. I love the arcade scene, like, always. It's just kind of sad it kind of died down. But King of Fighters, it was just sick to see Terry in this game. I love KOF more now. I love Terry Bogard more as a character. I literally bought KOF 2002 just so I could literally learn his moves. Kind of funny, the fact that Smash literally changed his power wave to a normal special instead, and they made his Burn Knuckle a Hadouken motion. And I'm like, that's kind of weird, because in KOF, his Burn Knuckle is a backwards motion, like a Tatsu motion. It's definitely not like, it's definitely not a Hadouken motion. I mean, that's a cool change. It's more easier for me to do the Burn Knuckle now, but it was kind of odd at first. His backwards, like, motion is like a crack shoot. And the kind of funny about that, you need to go up a little bit more to do crack shoot in the KOF games. It's way harder to do. I guess that's why they did it, because they wanted crack shoot as an input, but they didn't want to make it harder for people to do it, because Smash is more simplified with inputs. I think you get what I mean.
Yeah. Case in point, Terry is just awesome. I
kind of find it funny that people are complaining about his pretzel motions. Let's be honest, though, Smash has never had like a pretzel motion like special. Oh, dude, the special moves. When I saw him, he literally used Buster Wolf, his super special moves as like regular inputs. I'm like, oh my gosh, this character is actually gonna be really good. Because the thing about Terry is like, those moves are crazy. Like, if you go over 100%, you have Buster Wolf to do, and that thing does a mad load of damage. And, like, his power geyser, you can confirm into it, and it will kill you at 90. But the thing about power geyser, people complain about Terry's inputs, and I'm like, dude, Buster Wolf's not hard to do. It definitely isn't.
If you main Ryu or Ken, it'll be familiar because it's downright fierce. Yeah, it's the same input.
I mean, I remember when I was younger and I played Street Fighter 4 and I'm like, oh crap, I cannot do inputs. Now I know how to do them. Because they're like, it's not really hard. You just have to do the motion and then press the button. That's really all you need to do. It's just like you do the motion and then right after you're done with the motion, press the button. It's not really hard. I mean, I can understand people who never played a fighting game get used to it, but honestly, when you play more fighting games, you honestly understand this stuff. And I'm telling you, if you think Terry's inputs are hard, you have seen nothing in the KOF, or even the Soul Calibur, or the Tekken franchise, or even, oh my gosh, dude, Geese Howard's freaking Raging Storm in KOF is so much harder than Terry's. You will legit bleed your thumbs to get that consistently.
Yeah.
It is such a weird motion. It's like down, quarter circle down, back, forward, back, but it's one of the most confusing motions I've ever seen for Geese. Even you can do that in Tekken, it is confusing. You have seen nothing with inputs. Terry's is so much easier. It's just like a forward, back, and then forward motion. Just you gotta go down and then forward. That's literally it. It's not that hard to pull off.
Yeah.
So overall,
go ahead, game guy.
So overall, I'll just give my quick experiences for Terry. I'll just say that I was just lucky that I even knew of the character. I'll thank Death Battle Ken versus Terry for that.
I think that was kind of like my second exposure to that character, and yeah, he was pretty cool when I saw him. Also, the fact we can't talk about the fact that we literally have Ken, Ryu, and Terry in the same game.
They did.
In the Capcom versus SNK 3 is in Smash.
You stole my line, damn it. But overall, I was happy he was in. I knew there was tons of people who were like, you know what, this is Terry. I know there's tons of people out there who probably wanted him in, and I'm just glad he's in. And I understand that the SNK games are not the most popular when it comes down to the West, but I do know they are very popular in other regions outside of Japan.
They are very popular in Mexico. Like, holy crap, I saw a bunch of King of Fighters machines back in Mexico.
Yeah, in the Latin countries like Mexico down to South America, yeah, it's very, very popular there.
They definitely have an audience down there, and I know that there was probably tons of people down there who wanted to see Terry in, and I just gotta say, you got your character. I'm happy for you. I already got Little Mac, Pac-Man, Ridley, and K. Rool in this game, and Banjo. I'm good to go. You guys go right ahead. I just want to see what makes other people happy.
You must have been so hyped for Banjo, man. I can't believe you must have been screaming out of your mind.
I think out of all the characters that were announced, I think I was more happy about the Belmonts because honestly, as a big fan of Castlevania, I was just so happy. Like after that, I was like, I don't care what other character gets announced, I would be happy, but all I wanted is my Belmont.
And then Banjo came along, and you're like,
and then Banjo came along. I'm like, you know what? I'm happy about that character too.
I mean, Banjo Kazooie was a pretty big game for our childhood, so I'm not really surprised that happened.
Yeah.
But it's like I was so happy for the Belmonts. I mean, I don't play them as much, but dude, that freaking Castlevania music remixes. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But anyway.
So
I guess we also have to talk about the. Oh, you go ahead.
So I guess to move on. I
Um,
guess.
oh, sorry.
The
Oh, sorry,
Go ahead.
Ernesto. I had a few other things I wanted to say. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
let him go.
I'll just make it quick though. So we got Terry so far. Currently, we don't know who the last character is. The Video Game Awards then did not announce who the next
Can
character
we
would
just
be,
talk about that right now?
and a lot of people took that very well. A lot of people were very okay with that. They didn't announce a new character at the Game Awards.
Okay, let's be honest. Can we just talk about that real quick? Because I got some
No,
words about it.
we're good. We're good. Everyone already knows. It's pretty recent.
No, I mean, like, I want to talk about our reactions to it because I've got some words to say about it.
If you wanna like see our reactions, I've just finished uploading me and Ernesto's reaction on.
Okay, since I wasn't there, I'll tell you guys about mine. So literally, I get my Smash buddies, and we literally have a Mario Party night. I have the setup set up because I was kind of expecting a Smash reveal. I wasn't sure, but I felt like it was a probability. Literally, I was getting mad hype for the fact that there was this weird trailer. And I see Travis, and I'm like, oh, is this Travis for Smash? I was actually about to lose it if it was actually Travis. Because Travis is one of the sickest, coolest characters I've ever seen. And then I find out it's No More Heroes 3, and I'm like, oh, that's hype. I'm hyped for that game, I'm not gonna lie. And then the next two Nintendo reveals, I mean, I was pretty hyped for the fact that we're finally getting more information about the Marvel... I mean, me and Ernesto know about this, and we're pretty hyped for it. The Ultimate Alliance DLC with the X-Men characters, Cable, Phoenix, freaking Gambit, dude! Oh my gosh, that actually made me hyped.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was pretty sick. I like that. I mean, Ernest totally should play that when that comes out. But yeah. And then the last Nintendo reveal, Bravery Default 2. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then literally the last game reveal of the Game Awards is Fast and the Freaking Furious. And I'm furious. Why? To end all of the world premieres with, you ended with Fast and Furious. And let's be completely honest. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like we kind of got our hypes a little bit too much. But here's the thing. Can they really blame us? Because, literally, you guys set us up for false expectations when you announced Joker last year. Nintendo's like, please stay tuned for the Game Awards tomorrow. And I'm like, what? Wait, what? There's no Smash reveal. I've never really been mad about something, but legit, after that whole reveal, I'm like, I am so glad we actually played Mario Party and not just watch the Game Awards, because that would have stunk. It's like, oh my gosh, dude, I'm really mad about it. I'm still mad about the fact that Nintendo didn't capitalize off of it, because here's the thing. People do watch Nintendo Directs, but usually it's mostly people who are Nintendo fans. And here's the thing, though. I honestly, I don't think I blame the Game Awards on this one. I feel like I blame Nintendo more on this one. Because Smash literally won Best Fighting Game of the Year. It won Best Fighting Game of the Year. You could have totally, like, segued that into a Smash reveal. I don't understand that. Reggie was literally there, announcing his speech, and after that you could have gave us a Smash reveal. I mean, I know that Reggie doesn't work for the company anymore, but still, it could have made sense. And then I'm like, I'm still baffled at the fact, here's the thing, the Game Awards is viewed by millions of people. People who are in other cultures who are not even Nintendo fans. This could have been huge for Nintendo to show off a new character for Smash, but they didn't do it, and I'm still shocked about it. I don't know why they didn't do it. The character should be, like, ready to show in a trailer at least. I know the character's not finished, but, like, this character comes out 2 months from now. That's the crazy part. This character is literally coming out in 2 months. I don't know. What's your guys' thoughts about it? Why do you think they didn't show up a Smash reveal?
I think in my opinion, they'll just save for the Nintendo Direct, probably after the holidays, probably pretty much after the holidays, because if you think about it, we got Banjo, the same Direct where Terry was announced, Banjo came out that day, and when Terry was revealed, that trailer, the trailer for the gameplay, showing off the gameplay, literally Terry came out that same day. So I think, in my opinion, I guess after the holidays, they'll reveal who it is, and then after that, we show off at another Nintendo Direct when they show off, the upcoming games that are going to come out next year. They'll reveal when they'll pretty much reveal when the character is going to be released and everything like that. So we'll see who it is. But I think I honestly I thought to myself told myself maybe they'll reveal it, maybe they won't. And honestly, I wasn't really too worried about it. I was disappointed that they didn't reveal it, just like last year with Joker. But oh well, it's something that I don't lose sleep on. Something that's like okay, never happened. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna watch another Game Awards after this. Honestly, the taste in my mouth kind of sucks.
Well, if you think about it, because right now they're moving on from the next generation. We got the Xbox Series X, fucking stupid name,
AKA the speaker.
Freaking, it looks like a speaker.
And then the PlayStation 5 coming out in the holidays. So they're right now. I think it's just more of like they're revealing whatever they got, whatever game they got left for the PlayStation 4.
Okay, we
and
gotta be
Xbox
honest though.
One.
That Xbox controller looks very similar to the Xbox One, so I wonder if you'll be able to use your own Xbox One controllers for this console.
But we'll talk about the Xbox some other time. Right now we're fucking.
Yeah, my bad. We're getting off topic. Like, what I'm saying is, like, Smash, it's really weird to me that they didn't do it. I mean, goose. But yeah, that's all I have to say.
Yeah.
What are your
It's
thoughts,
just like-
Mr. Game Guy?
I don't care about
my
the.
bad.
I honestly don't care about the lack of Smash. I mean, yeah, it sucks, but it happens.
I think this is the problem with the Smash community a bit, is like any event that Nintendo is in, they'll literally think, this is if Smash is still ongoing with its DLC. They're gonna be like, oh, is this gonna be a new Smash character? Is this gonna be this? Literally, Smash is so big for its own good that people will literally expect Smash in your freaking bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, they're gonna be up to Sakurai in his bathroom and be like, hey Sakurai, what's the next character? He's like, get out! Get out! No!
But anyway, when Terry was revealed, it was revealed that they were going to add 5 more DLC characters.
Yeah.
Not 5, but
yeah.
they said they're doing future DLC.
Oh,
And I mean, it's not gonna be 5 more characters. The thing is, like, here's what I think is gonna happen. Either in a Nintendo Direct or with the presentation for the new character. I honestly do not think it's going to happen in the presentation for the new character, because they never really do that during those trailers. They never really do them during when they show off, like, they showcase the reveals for the characters, because they've never done that. But I do have a good feeling that when the next character gets revealed for Fighter Pass 5, that the character will come out in February, and it will have its own presentation, just like how Terry, Banjo, and Hero did, and Joker. I mean, Joker was kind of different though, but yeah. I think they're going to show off the next DLC character after the 5th fighter in the next Direct. That's what I feel like it's going to be. I have a good, honestly, and to be honest, I think it will make up for the fact that the lack of no Smash reveal at the Game Awards. I think that will be good. I think maybe that could be why they didn't show it off, because they want to give us a little bit more than what we're asking for.
yeah.
But I think where we should go with this is, who do you think the next character is going to be, and who do you think is going to be after that character? Because I got a feel in my mind. Let's go with you, Ernesto.
Well, I don't know. Honestly, I could probably think of 3 characters. I think Crash Bandicoot might be in it. I think Ryu Hayabusa, which in my opinion, okay, I talk about this a couple times. Ryu Hayabusa is not going to be called Ryu Hayabusa because Ryu from Street Fighter, obviously. So in my opinion, I think if Hayabusa is going to be the 5th DLC character, I think they're going to call him Ninja Guy. That's my opinion right there. It's been done with Pokemon Trainer. It's been done with Duck Hunt and everything. So that's my opinion. And the last character I think might be revealed. It's also another character that's been highly demanded as well, and that's Doom Guy from the first-person shooter game Doom. So yeah, those are my characters and everything. So what do you think, Mr. Game Guy?
Oh, well, after this character prediction, I have one more character that we forgot to mention to bring up. Alright, honestly, my most wanted are Crash, Rayman, and Spyro, but my realistic picks are either, this is just a rough estimate, Travis, because Suda51, Gino, because he's been popularly requested for a long time, Crash, again, he's relevant again, and he's a pretty iconic video game character, Doom Guy, because, well, he's Doom Guy, Ninja Gaiden, Rie Hayabusa, or a potential Namco rep, and that Namco rep may be Heihachi or Lloyd Irving. Those are my predictions.
If I was to go off of it, my most requested, I have like a top 5 for this, or top 6. My number 1 would be Crash. My number 2 would be Axel Stone from Streets of Rage. Nintendo, please put this character in this game. I want this character in so badly. We need a beat-em-up character. Come on!
We have a beat-em-up character. His name is Kirby.
Also, don't forget that Streets of Rage 4 is literally coming out first half of 2020. And that's a pretty big deal for a lot of people, and it's coming to the Switch. So I feel like they could do it. I really want them to do it because that music in that game is amazing. And he's an iconic character. I don't know if it will happen, but I want him in badly. Number 3, I need my boy Travis. Like, literally this year, I remember I never really played the first or second games. I did watch full playthroughs of them. I really know what the story's about. I played Travis Strikes Again, and I had a lot of fun with it. And I was literally requesting for No More Heroes 3, and we finally got it, and I was getting hyped. When I saw that trailer for Travis, I'm like, I'm very excited for this game. But the thing is, I really want this character in Smash. I feel like his light katana beam could be really cool, and like he could do like a suplex on characters. That'd be sick, just like how Incineroar does. Like, I really want this character in this game because I feel like his trailer would be very funny doing the fourth level. This would be so funny because Travis cusses a lot. What if, like, during his trailer, when he cusses, they just bleep him out or something? Like, they bleep him out every single time. And he's like, hey, can you stop doing that? Oh, this is PG. This is E10. Oh, crap. Well, okay, keep going.
Well, they're gonna do what they're gonna do what Deadpool did in the Deadpool versus Pinkie Pie video in Death Battle. Oh, what the? Looks at the age rating. Heck.
Yeah, that's why I think I would love Travis just because I love that character and he's like the coolest character. He just doesn't care at all. And like he would be the funniest character in this game, honestly. I really feel like he'd be so funny with the interactions of the other characters. Like in the trailer, he's being like, "Wow, you're such a cute fluff ball. Can I bet you?" Travis gets sucked in or something like. I mean, that's why I love Travis so much. Also, they could do a really good job with his, like his alternate costume and his stage and everything. His Final Smash could be him, like, using his motorcycle and doing, like, this big anime freaking, like, saber duel or something, being in the mech or something. There's a lot of possibilities for this character, and I feel like they could do a lot of amazing fan service for the No More Heroes fans. And honestly, I can see it. Travis is not considered an indie character. He is considered more of an indie character, and he's been Nintendo exclusive with the company for a while now. So, I want Travis in this game. I need my boy in. Okay, 4th character. I'm gonna say it. Master Chief. I've been a Halo guy. When I was younger, I used to play a lot of Halo. The Master Chief Collection just came out. I feel like with Banjo coming in, I mean, I don't mind Steve being in. I mean, I like Minecraft and all. But if we're getting another Xbox rep, why not go all out? I definitely do not see this character coming in as most likely until, like, the last DLC. Like, I'm telling you, dude, Master Chief being the last DLC character for this game would literally break the internet, and I think people would agree that it would be a sick reveal. And the thing is, he's like I know Doom Guy's Mr. FPS and all, but I feel like Master Chief would literally be, like, the pinnacle of a Smash reveal. Because, like, everybody said, like, we have Snake, we have Cloud, we have all these third-party characters. Literally, what would break the internet? What would literally make people go, oh my gosh, like, literally not even like make them scream, but make them just shut up, just like Cloud. Master Chief, literally the perfect contender for that. And I think he deserves a place in Smash. like Halo's such a huge franchise for Xbox. It's literally one of their only franchises. But yeah, I want that. Number 5 would be Ryu Hayabusa for reasons like, oh yeah, he does magic. He has a sword. He has a cool design, pretty much. I mean, I want him in. I played the original Ninja Gaiden. Yeah, put him in. He'd be sick. Number 6, Astral Chain character. Ever since I literally saw, like, the whole stand mechanic, I'm like, yeah, put these characters in Smash. I mean, they're kind of recent right now, but I think they'd be cool. Now, most likely characters that are going to be in. From the rumors, it seems like number 5 is going to be Cosmos from Xenosaga, which is like a franchise made by Monolith Soft, but it hasn't been really revived recently. So that's probably the character that's going to be in. We don't know. There's others saying that Ryu is going to be the 5th one. There's others saying it's going to be Reimu, Crash. But it seems like most likely right now it's going to be Cosmos. Kind of a niche character, and I could see why they're saving her for a Nintendo Direct.
Yeah. But anyways, but yeah, we've been going a long time for this, but I think we should move on. What is the next topic for today? Go, Mr. Game Guy.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to get this out of the way because, okay, one last thing. Don't mean to drag on this one. Just a quick mention. We forgot the most important character that was added in Smash.
Inkling.
Sans from Undertale.
Oh.
Screw Inkling. She doesn't count. Sans is where it's at. He's so...
I mean, the Mii costume in Megalovania was pretty... I mean, I was shocked.
He's so amazing and so accurate to his original character that he doesn't even fight you on stage. He just hands over his skull, hands over his bones, hands over his clothes, and says, "Okay, kid, fight for me."
Yeah, and then freaking, I just love the addition of Megalovania.
Yeah, you're right. You got it right.
Megalovania in it and everything. It's just nice hearing the Smash remix of that. Just iconic, one of the most iconic modern day video game music of all time.
Yeah. It was just great to hear that, and honestly, considering the fact that Undertale needs no introduction, managed to find its way into Smash on top of just, for me personally, not only was it a game I fell in love with, but it was also inspired by one of my favorite games of all time. I kind of like to think that also somewhat likes its way into Smash. But anyway, me costume or not, great to have you in Smash, Sans.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on from that, this video has almost been 2 hours long, and we just marked off the first thing we talked about.
Oh boy, this is gonna be a long one.
Okay, I'll just, so, after all that, once we finally got the game in our hands, what characters did you find fun to play?
Ryu, Ken, Snake.
Ernesto, you go
Bunch of the
first.
characters that didn't come back. Yeah, go ahead, Ernesto.
Okay, so obviously the Belmonts were very fun because honestly, they after playing so many Castlevania games and just playing the first 3 for playing Castlevania 4 and then number 3 and number 1, you know, a lot of times they felt so familiar. Like literally, they really felt like I was playing a Castlevania game. Like, you know, throwing the axe and everything, and then the holy water, and then the holy cross, and everything like that. They were so fun. They really were. King K. Rool was also another fun character. King K. Rool, like after a long time playing Ryu since Smash 4, and Fox being my main, you know, from the older Smash Brother games, King K. Rool stole the spotlight. Literally, like I always had so much fun playing as K. Rool. You know, obviously it was one of those characters where I was just, you know, literally got the hang of that quick and everything like that. And I remembered playing it with my brother, my best friend and everything. They were like, "Oh man, your K. Rool so damn annoying," because of that belly and that musket just sucking my enemies in and everything. And man, ever since Smash had came out, King K. Rool was the most overpowered character in that game until, of course, he was nerfed a bit and stuff. But he's still that same character and everything. And obviously, Ryu, of course, is a fun character to play and everything. Banjo-Kazooie And obviously Terry Bogard is also another fun character to play. So yeah.
Me personally, I will say that I wanted to stick around with Dr. Mario, but the problem is that he was very slow in Smash 4, and they didn't fix that in Ultimate, and he's still very slow. And whenever I go online, there's people who just throw projectiles, get an early lead, and then just camp me out because I can't do anything, and it's not fun at all. So I stopped playing him. So I started investing time into other characters. I started playing Inkling, who we actually forgot to mention in the thing. Everyone knew Inkling was coming. Inkling's cool. I will flat out admit the character is bullshit. The character is really overpowered, but fun. A lot of fun to play. Glad they're in the game. Glad spamming the back airs, the splat bombs, the jabs. Have a blast with the character. And like Ernesto, I like King K. Rool. He's an absolute, completely OP when it comes down to casual matches. In terms of 1v1 competitive matches, he's not good. I'll just say. He's got a lot of gimmicks. He's got too many things going against him. He's just not that great on top of just being big and slow. So, meh. It happens. But overall, I will say it right now, compared to previous Smash games, I'm definitely having a blast with the characters we had now, more than the newcomers we've had in the past. And honestly, I love the characters. I love them all, even if I hate fighting against certain ones. No offense, but oh my god, why the hell did they design Snake the way he is? All he ever does is just throw grenades! I love you, Snake, but I hate fighting against you!
Now we know what character to pick.
Alright, good luck learning how to do all of Snake's baloney.
Hello?
I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to be... Yeah, I haven't sent my characters yet, though.
Go ahead.
If I was to go with them, I'm going to say the Belmonts are really fun, but they're really hard to play. I mean, I like Richter. I kind of want to play Simon a bit more now because everybody's like, freaking Richter has a headband, dude! He's so buff! Freaking, dude, I really wish, now that I think about it, dude, I really wish Richter against Dracula in the boss fight, I wish they did a special interaction with him saying, wait, was it one? Crap, I forgot about it.
I get 100% what you're talking about, and that's something I want to bring up later in the conversation.
I mean, it's just kind of weird. But yeah, look, the thing is about, like, Richter, he's so sick. I like his character more, but it's like, I kind of want to play Simon now because it looks like Conan the Barbarian.
He's always
Barbarian! Freaking... Yeah, Simon with his luscious hair or something. Like, man, dude, that dude is probably like... This dude is like in the medieval ages and his hair's still cleaner than a whistle. What kind of shampoo do you use, Simon? Jeez. But I think the cool thing is about Simon and Richter is... I feel like they did it smart, where Simon and Richter kind of got revealed next... They got revealed near the Castlevania Netflix series, which I kind of thought was cool. Some cool marketing, actually.
And bringing that part, like, I literally thought that Trevor Belmont was going to be a Echo Fighter rather than Richter, but they added Richter because Sakurai confirmed that Rondo Blood was his favorite Castlevania.
Oh, so he added Richter because he wanted Richter as the Echo Fighter?
Yeah, so like I literally thought it was gonna be Trevor because of the Netflix series. Because since the Netflix series came out, Castlevania's been pretty much sparked that popularity with Castlevania and everything. So I literally thought it was gonna be Trevor Belmont.
Oh, dude, if they ever added Trevor to Smash, I totally want that Netflix series like designed to actually be his to get that design to be in Smash. Holy crap, they did a really good job with Trevor's design in the Netflix series. I mean, it's cool. I also kind of find it funny that the song that they played in the trailers was also played in the Netflix series. I thought that was kind of a nice touch.
Yeah, but
Bloody Tears, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm grateful for Richter because of the whole you have Uno. Oh my gosh, I love that, dude.
Oh yeah.
I feel like if Richter wasn't included in Smash, I don't think we would have ever gotten that, that interaction. Oh, it's so glorious. But, other characters I found fun. If we're looking at this roster, I mean, I like all the characters in this game. Snake, I actually like playing. I mean, he's kind of hard to play, but I really like Snake in this game. I think he plays really fine. I just don't play him too much. Ryu, Ken, and Terry, I mean, self-explanatory anyways. I mean, I already said the whole thing why. Others are like, let me think. I like Joker. He's really fun to play. Hero's fun stupid because of his stupid like RNG mechanics. Literally, if it wasn't for his RNG mechanic, I wouldn't even touch the character. He's funny. Banjo, I mean, my most requested. Corrin, I guess. Gosh dang it, dude! There's over 80 characters in this game. I just realized that. Jeez.
Yep, it's a big game.
Mm-hmm.
What else? I'm trying to think. I have fun with a lot of the sword characters, actually. I play, like, Roy, Crom, Lucina. I can pick literally any one of them up and have a fun time with them. They're really fun to play. I'm so glad what they did with Roy in this game, dude. He feels like he's actually good now. Like, it's great.
It is, I agree.
I mean, I feel like there's more characters that I have fun with, but I think we're going to save that just because of time's sake, so... but next topic.
So overall, we have a good time with these characters, even if some of them we utterly despise fighting against.
I mean, let's be completely honest though. Let's be honest. Are we really happy at the fact that we got every single Smash character in this game? Not even a fighting game can do that. Literally the biggest. This is the biggest character roster that rivals Marvel vs. Capcom 2, which was considered the biggest freaking like roster ever, and then Smash Ultimate was like, hold my beer.
Wait. There was Mortal Kombat Armageddon.
But, wait, Smash Ultimate has more characters than that, right?
Yeah. Well, technically, it was the first one to do Everyone Was Here. Even though a lot of people thought it was pretty mediocre, it was the first one to do it.
Yeah, it is true. Yeah.
Freaking mocap.
But anyway, change of topics. Overall, roster's fun. So for moving from that onwards, let's see. What was your in terms of the additions they added to the versus mode, like hazard toggles and various gameplay changes? Which ones did you enjoy the most?
Parries.
What?
Parries.
You could start, Ernesto.
I probably thought that the whole turning off and on the hazards was a nice touch. If you want to pretty much, play like a tournament style game, pretty much start your own tournament where you have the option to turn off your hazards and everything like that. I thought that was a really nice touch to it. It brings a lot of variety, how you want to play with others pretty much, like it's a really nice touch to it. That's pretty much what I got to say.
Yeah, I would say though that overall, in terms of like various gameplay changes, I mentioned this before, but I do like how the game is a mesh between Smash 4's more freeformed, slower paced gameplay, combined with Melee's advanced tech and fast paced gameplay. I think it makes a nice hybrid to where if you want a fast paced and overly chaotic and crazy game, you can have that. But if you want something a bit more slow paced that a lot more people can focus on, you got that too. And I think that's what Smash Ultimate accomplishes.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, I think it does a good job. I like the new modes they included, like Squad Strike, which is kind of like it's essentially a tag team option mode. Only problem is you can't switch characters, but I loved the idea, and I honestly wish they would make that online.
Yeah.
I love playing Smashdown, and I love the fact that you can basically choose which. And I love like the last character you choose gets cut off from the roster. Seriously, if anybody ever watches any of Nairo's streams, he has a very fun rule set where he just makes it one stock, 10 HP, stamina, all items, all stages with hazards on, and he tries to see who can win with the most characters. It's so fun. But anyway, aside from that, I like the additions they made to the modes. I guess moving on to stages and whether or not they're legal in tournaments.
Wait, you forgot me.
Oh, well, could you make it short, Ghost Man? Because we're already going very long.
Look, all I'll say is I like the additions to the modes. Have you guys talked about what I like yet?
I'm going to do that, and I have a lot I want to say about that. Then I'll try to keep
I'm sorry
it
that this is going
summarized.
longer than you expect. Okay, but basically what I'm thinking, like, I like the modes. I mean, there's not really much I can say about modes except break the targets, like how I miss. They added like home run contest in an update. That's pretty fun. Stage builder is kind of wacky, not gonna lie. And then the Meek thing, the amiibo, the classic mode. Classic mode's really good. Like I like how they do with every character with its series and what it represents. I like spirits mode. I like Squad Strike a lot. I like that. That's a really fun mode to play with people. I like the gameplay additions they did to the game, parries, how it feels. Online it sucks, but still, I mean, there's not really much I can complain about it. It literally is everything I kind of asked for in modes and stuff, so I can't really complain.
Oh, we'll get to the online later, but we'll try to keep our. We'll try to keep.
You know I'll be ready for that.
Okay, so moving on after that, what did you guys think of the stages and their usage in tournament?
Ooh, okay. So literally, this is honestly the largest selection, in my opinion, the largest selection of stages in any other fighting game. But man, that I think my favorite stage, of course, I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm gonna say, is Dracula's Castle. Like honestly, it's such a fun stage and pays a lot of homage to a lot of the Castlevania games, including like its villains, you know, from past Castlevania games and everything. And the music is just phenomenal and everything like that. The other stage I also have fun, like always, is the Suzaku Castle from Street Fighter, of course, Ryu stage from Street Fighter 2. Finally, they freaking add more songs rather than just Ryu cans and music, rather from I don't care if it's like ports from Street Fighter 2 and everything, but I'm just really happy that they got more Street Fighter music and stuff. Plus some new remixes of Guile and Vega, which, fun fact, the composer from of course the Street Fighter 2 music is the one that composed the music of Vega. So that's honestly really cool right there. It's a great remix, by the way, if you haven't listened to it at all. I'm still disappointed that Final Fantasy didn't get more songs. We still get the 2 songs from that freaking game, which I literally thought they could have included. One Winged Angel. It was just
yeah. Do you know the potential reason behind that? Because there is an explanation behind it, and it kind of sucks that it is the way it is.
I honestly don't know. I think it's just more of like, I guess Square was too lazy to give, or just were too greedy to give their more songs. But yeah, but anyway.
Oh, go ahead.
I was like, but other stages I also have fun with. Also is, of course, the return of many of the original stages from the Nintendo 64. I honestly thought that was a nice touch right there. That, you know, they actually brought all the stages from the Nintendo 64 game.
Not all of them, but some of them, like the other stages, are basically copies of the original ones.
Yeah.
Like they didn't include the Metroid one. They didn't include the Star Fox one because those are literally like the ones from Melee.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, yeah, because they're from Melee pretty much. But I still consider the flying on top of Great Fox the one from, you know, the N64, because I mean, even though it's a different background, they changed from Sector Z to Corneria. I honestly thought it's still the same thing.
Yeah, it's basically the same stage. I think the N64 one was bigger, but like that was it. That's like the one difference.
Yeah.
But even then, like, overall, the stages in this game are very good. It's a shame that despite the fact that we have over 100 stages, the tournament scene is being incredibly stingy, and they're using only 8 stages!
I think that's honestly stupid, because honestly, they gave you an option to change to Final Destination and Battlefield to stages from just all these stages. You're given that option. Why can't they be in the tournaments and everything rather than just 8 stages? Like, why can't all these stages be turned into Battlefield like how it's supposed to be and stuff. I don't get that. That's something that I do not get.
I think they do allow that in some tournaments, but for whatever reason they're like, oh no, it has to be only Battlefield. And I'm just thinking to myself, look, okay, I understand there's like some stages that have specific quirks or whatever though, but like you still can't like play on Dracula's Castle or freaking Yoshi's Island Melee on like the Omega forms or whatever. Like it's still a wasted opportunity in my opinion.
Go ahead, Ghostman.
I like the legal stages in this game. I do. I like Yoshi's story a lot because that's one of my favorite Melee stages. In terms of competitive, I wish Fountain of Dreams was legal, but the problem is it has FPS issues, which I wish Nintendo could fix.
Oh yeah, the frame drop issues. Yeah, we've heard of that. It wouldn't even really add anything. It's just Battlefield with just platforms that occasionally move up and down.
And the Zone stage is so good though. I'm not really mad. Look at the stages that they picked at the beginning were really stupid, but I think I like the the competitive stage list for this game a lot more than 4's. I mean, at least we're able to get all the legal stages from the past Smash games. Let's be honest, we got all the competitive legal stages from the past games. That's great.
We did, and they started banning some of those again.
No,
it's because we have a lot of I mean, that's what happens when you have like 100. How many are we at right now?
107.
We have like 108 stages, 7 stages.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna get another one with the 5th character, so 108. But as a casual, holy crap, these stages are so much fun to play casually. Holy crap, dude, they're so much fun.
They are. I will say that. I will say that right now they are a blast. They look beautiful. I always look forward to them whenever I'm playing sessions of Smashdown or just saying fuck it. I want to have a good time. I'm putting on the KOF arena stage and.
Oh my gosh, blasting people! That's such a fun stage. I remember when we first played it together. We were like, oh crap, I'm about to get hit off, and then we did it, and then we got hit off, and I'm like, oh no, it's so much fun. I like the idea that they did that with a regular traditional fighting game stage. Is the fact that they literally go through glass. I really find it funny how Sakurai has literally gotten more creative with the stages in this game than in previous games. Like, for example, in Smash Brothers Brawl, that stupid crap, like, Mario Brothers stage, you know the one I'm talking about. In Brawl, whenever you go through the left or right, you would get KO'd. But in Smash Ultimate, they changed that, like, the balloon fight stage, which I thought that was really cool, that a stage has no blast zones unless you get, like knockback from your opponents.
Yeah,
so,
the Mario Bros. Stage is the same.
Yeah, no, the crab one. No, if you go off of the sides, you don't get blast. You don't get KO'd. You don't get blast. That was in Brawl. Where if you went off to the side, you would get KO'd. But that's not in Ultimate. But yeah, the KOF stage is probably like one of my absolute favorites. Also, Rainbow Cruise is so much fun. I love that stage. I mean, I'm biased towards Mario 64, so I love that stage. But can we just talk about the fact that how much prettier they made these old stages? Like, oh my goodness. Like, holy crap, dude. It's like they made them HDify after all these years. It's crazy. But yeah, I have no complaints. The stage list is amazing. The stages are pretty. I have no complaints. That's literally all the stages I would ask for. Now, Nintendo, give us some more stages that are legal.
They're not going to. They're not going to. Even if they do...
Also forgot one thing. The Battlefield forms. That is great. I'm so glad we got Battlefield forms in this game.
And Final Destination.
Oh yeah, that's it. Next topic.
Okay. I actually want to take a moment to go on about this though, because it wasn't till like recently till I actually remembered this, and I remembered how admittedly kind of underwhelmed I was by this. So okay, so you guys remember the initial concept of spirits, right? And how they were supposed to be. They were basically a combination between that equipment system and trophies from the previous games, correct?
Yes, from Subspace Emissary.
I will say it right now that I liked the idea that they were essentially using these to kind of replace event matches, where they would just take spirits of other characters, basically force them into puppet fighters for the fighters, and they would just reenact the fighters based on that. I thought that was a cool idea.
That
I
is a cool idea. Yeah, it honestly is.
I have
I
a
get. Go ahead. Sorry.
sorry, I have a few issues with that, and I want to take a moment to like really talk about this, but I liked the idea with that, and you guys remember that cutscene they showed you at the beginning of Worlds of Light, right? That cutscene was so amazing. Remember that?
It is. Yeah, it's so fucking beautiful, dude. Especially dude. Sorry. The vocal music version of the main theme of Smash Ultimate. Like, honestly, it was such a nice touch that we get like like somebody singing a main theme of a Smash Brothers game, pretty much.
Yeah, it was giving them lyrics.
Yeah, lyrics, pretty much. Like, kind of like Brental Floss, like Smash Brothers with lyrics.
Only it's not a meme.
Yeah, it's not, but go ahead.
But yeah, like just that entire cutscene, basically most of your favorite video game characters are all just getting obliterated by this whatever the fuck light celestial thing that comes on. The only character that's left is Kirby, and he's about to head off on an entire adventure where all the characters, against their will, are basically being trapped and basically being forced to be served as a endless supply of puppets, reproductions and puppets that he has to go through. Overall, the Worlds of Light definitely had some potential to be a potentially really good story. Maybe not the greatest, but a potentially good story. And, yeah, that's like the only story we get. The World of Light has basically no story. Kirby goes through, he frees fighters, they defeat Galeem. Cool. Then a dark form comes in, scares off Galeem, then you have to go in a dark form. Go for there. Free spirits, save characters. You beat Darkana. Okay, then Darkana and Galeem are together. They're fighting, but the fighters are like, hey, we want to do something. So you go. You free a bunch of spirits. You choose whether or not you want to fight Galeem, Darkana, or together. You obviously fight them both, because why the hell would you want to have these things running around? You defeat them. They get destroyed. They blow up. All the spirits go into a spiral. That's it. That's the story. Wait, what? There's nothing to go off of. That's hardly a story.
Yeah, it honestly is. After playing Subspace Emissary, I thought, oh, hell yeah, I can't wait for the next story if they do eventually make a new Smash Bros. Game. With Smash 4, they decide not to include a story mode at all, and I was really disappointed about that. And then comes the whole announcement with Smash Ultimate, and then when they announced that they were gonna have this potentially a story mode called World of Light, and I saw the trailer, I thought it was amazing. I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait. And then just a disappointment. There was just that one cut, and the ending was that. And when you defeat Galeem and then Darkana, like those are the only cutscenes we ever get. We don't get like a cutscene like we did in the Subspace Emissary, which I thought was really, really disappointing. Rather, we just go around fighting pretty much all these spirit challenges and everything like that. Which, in my opinion, I thought the spirit challenges were a really nice touch for those who've played the games of the perspective characters and everything like that.
Yeah,
like I guess in Metal and with Solid Snake, there was that challenge where you fight the boss in Metal Gear Solid 3. And I thought that was a nice touch because it literally brought a lot of nostalgia with that boss battle and everything.
Mm-hmm. They were nice homages, and they were nice little like tidbits for anybody who knows the characters and their history.
Yeah, exactly. And I also love the whole Castlevania thing, where literally we fight against Dracula himself. And, this isn't such a generic boss battle, because this one is kind of like, all the other Castlevania games where you only could hit him in the head. And I thought that was really cool and everything like that. And of course, there was like, in order for you to like unlock all these the characters and everything, that's one thing too we forgot to mention, that originally they add the starting roster was the starting roster from the Nintendo 64.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you work your way to unlocking all the characters, either from playing World of Light or pretty much playing the Versus mode. Eventually you unlock a new character and everything like that. I never did that because I wanted to unlock them through playing World of Light and everything. Of course, there's certain characters you gotta like do puzzles or something in order for them to unlock and everything. I thought that was a nice touch and everything. And of course, it was a little confusing, like, well, where do I do? How do I get Ken or oh, how do I get from Castlevania? I remember like it was really weird. Why would you unlock Ken in the Castlevania world? Wouldn't it be in wouldn't it be in the Street Fighter selection state part?
Yeah, that's what I really liked it. I loved how they had all these sub areas like based on actual environments or worlds that were in the original games. I thought all of that was good. I thought a lot of part of World of Light was honestly really nice. I liked the battles, and while it did get very repetitive, since that's all you were essentially doing was just fighting spirits, occasionally maybe a puzzle comes up, or occasionally you gotta make a decision, but most of it was just fighting spirits. Like, okay, like, I'm fine with that. Like, it's not intended for you to go on like one run through. And the boss fights were great. Those were definitely like the biggest highlights of the thing. But again, I can't stress this enough. This game, like, it's called a story mode, but there really isn't any story at all. And I just want to stress this. I want to make this quick though, but a YouTuber called the Nintendo Network, I think, basically said it best. Like, it's understandable why they couldn't make these big CG cutscenes and do as many as they had to do for Subspace, since that took a lot of resources and time. Like, I can understand that, but we still couldn't get like small text box interactions, like a small interface, and just have the character portraits come up, and they just give like a small little conversation. Like, that's how we get our character interactions, and like slowly as it goes on, the characters who are captured will slowly reveal, like, they somehow know this. They slowly reveal like who the main villains are, what their plans are, and they slowly give out who the story is. And like through that, we can at least get our character interactions and our character flavor. Because as amazing as Smash is, the one thing it really lacks is that the characters don't really interact with each other as much as they really can. And I thought that was a huge wasted opportunity.
Yeah, it really was.
But and that's just the thing that just like kind of really irks me, is that the story mode, like I enjoyed my initial playthrough of it. I'm glad I played through of it, but then like shortly afterwards, I didn't remember it. It was kind of forgettable for me. And I think that was just because there weren't many character interactions, there wasn't much of a story. It just kind of like, yeah, you could do this if you want, but you're not really going to remember it. And so I thought that was the biggest wasted opportunity, in my opinion, of the story mode.
I think the thing is what man, dude, I was hyped for World of Light, but, man, dude, I really wish, the thing that made Subspace so nice, the reason why we love these characters is because of the interactions that we would never see in our lives. Like, imagine if Cloud interacted with Ken or Ryu or something.
Yeah, we didn't get that.
And stuff like that. Yeah, that's what makes no sense.
You missed an opportunity for Richter and Simon to interact, saying, "You're my great-great-grandfather."
You're my great-grandfather. What are you doing here? I'm your long nephew. What are you doing here, dude? Imagine like if here's the thing though that kind of sucked. We could have had an amazing cutscene. Like, legit, they did this with Richter and Simon in their trailer, where we literally got Richter saying, "Be gone! You don't belong in this world, monster!" Like, that was sick. But the thing that sucks is the fact that we didn't get that whole interaction. Imagine if Dracula's voice actor and Richter had that whole conversation, and then Simon comes out of nowhere and he's like, "That's Dracula!" And he's like, I just talked to him about it. Imagine, like, the interactions or something. It would have been so sick. Like...
It would
the thing is that I think the missed opportunities are World of Light, in my opinion. Lack of old bosses, lack of new bosses, and lack of interaction. I feel like they could have done way more with World of Light and made it a better Subspace mode. But honestly, I don't think we've lost hope for that yet. I feel like that they're working on the DLC characters now. I feel like we could eventually get the story mode we're asking for down the line if Smash DLC keeps going. Because they could work on something on the side. I honestly could see a World of Light expansion coming.
We'll see.
I hope, but I feel like there is a chance. There's a chance we could get something like that.
There's like a potential hope behind it, but again, like that's just my biggest disappointment was it wouldn't even been hard to do, just to have like a small text box, two characters interact, like you can build like a small little like running joke of whatever, like certain characters talking with the Pokemon, or you could talk about the various tone differences where like Bowser and Ridley are talking about how they're planning on betraying everyone later, and Bowser's like, "Oh, I know what I'm gonna do to Mario. I'm gonna get him in our next kart racing game, and I'm gonna throw shells at him." blue shells, and really establish the tone difference, like make like sort of a joke based off of that. Like it would have added a lot to the game, but I'm just really sad they didn't do that.
I mean, we let's hope it happens down the line. I really think they could do it, but there is a potential for us to get more modes and stuff. I don't feel like this is the end for that yet. But we'll talk about that in a bit. But what I'm saying is, we should get a better story mode down the line. But honestly, World of Light was kind of disappointing. I'm not gonna lie though. Darkon, Galeem, holy crap, they were hard. They were so freaking hard on hard, dude. Like if you play World of Light and you do some of the achievements, some of them are so stupid.
Yeah,
you have to beat Darkon and Galeem without losing a single stock. And
yeah.
It's like, oh no.
Yeah, like the boss fights was great. I loved like the final boss between both of them, and I loved the aesthetic where since they're technically fighting against each other, their attacks can hurt each other. I thought that was a great interpretation.
I still kind of wish we got Taboo back. That's another thing I actually feel like was a little disappointing. Is like, I wish we got Taboo back. I wish we got Duon back because we got one of the Brawl bosses back, but we didn't get everyone else. I don't feel like, I mean, you could have just had the Brawl coding and put it into Ultimate. I don't think it could have been that hard.
Like, I don't know.
I
Like,
really
Can we all just agree that playing as Master Hand was actually a nice touch?
yes, it was. Highlight. That was the best. I completely forgot about that. Highlight.
I feel like that was a nod to like the glitch from Melee. I feel like that was what it was, like what it was basically.
Yeah, that was you were 100% right. I can't believe I forgot about that because that was the best part of the story mode. That was the highlight of it. A round of applause to you, Ernesto, for remembering that.
Oh, I won't lie though. Some of the worlds were really nice. I like the world map with Donkey Kong. It was playing the Donkey Kong music. I like the Kirby, like Gormod race. Oh my gosh, Ernesto, we need to both talk about this, but the Street Fighter 2 map was
that was
sick.
awesome. I love that.
As soon as I was like, okay, enter that world. I'm like, no freaking way, they didn't do that.
They did the character select screen from Street Fighter 2, and it had the plane and everything, and I'm like, yo, that's so sick!
That is sick.
That was, I agree. Like it had so many cool stuff in it, and there was clearly a lot of effort put into it. It's just, I didn't remember it half the time, because,
Oh,
The damn just fighting spirits. Oh, power up that spirit. Fighting spirits.
Can we talk about the fact that there was a spirit battle with the final boss of Metal Gear Solid 3 and how well they did it? Like, I like some of these spirit fights. I know, but it's like it was really cool to see those nods with the spirits and stuff. But man, dude, some of these bosses were kind of cheeky. Oh my god. Oh, and the fact Giga Bowser was actually sick. Oh my gosh, Giga Bowser was so sick and like fighting as a boss. And like the melee music, the nostalgia and everything. Oh my gosh, dude. Also the Bowser's Castle map was pretty sick, like the whole lava and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I hated the fact that when you fought in World of Light, you had to fight all the bosses all over again. I'm like, oh no, this is boss rush mode.
a Sakurai tradition, I noticed, though. He tends to do that a lot in his old games.
We haven't talked about Marks, actually. That was actually a cool boss.
That was, but that brings me on to my next problem with the spirit battles, is that I loved the idea, and I really liked some of the spirit battles. I thought they were a lot of fun to do, and I really laughed at some of them, like the Snorlax one, which is just a giant K. Rool that doesn't do anything.
Oh crap, Ernesto, we forgot one more. The Castlevania map! Oh my gosh!
I mentioned that already.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that. Yeah, my bad. But in my opinion, that was the coolest looking map. Like, because like Simon and Victor, it was basically like playing a normal Castlevania game. That was the really cool part about it. It's like you were playing, and then you're going to Dracula's castle. Yeah, that was dope. Okay, that's all we have to talk about for that.
Yeah, but like again, I loved all those moments of it, and I loved the spirit battles they came up with. I love like when they came up with the Snorlax one. I love the one where they came up with Dan and Ryan from Xenoblade, where they just taunt all the time. I thought those were great additions. But my problem with it, and I'm so angry that they didn't do this, since it would have been so easy to do, is that you can't choose when you want to fight those spirits. Like, you can't just go to your spirit list and say, would you like to fight the spirit battle? And I understand, like, not all the spirits have battles, but why can't you just organize the ones who do? Like, it was a missed opportunity. I wanted to fight the Snorlax one. I wanted to fight Dan again. Like, I wanted to fight the bosses on my own. Just add, like, a difficulty meter. It would have added so much replayability, and they didn't do it.
Yeah, that was actually the one part I didn't like about it.
I think another thing they need to add is a boss rush mode. Like, they add more bosses to it and stuff, because I feel like that's what's lacking in this game.
Yeah, kind of like with Brawl, what they did with that one too, where you just like a mode where you just fight the bosses and they give you like a rest area to replenish your damage meter and stuff. I think that would have been nice.
If they were to do like a World of Light expansion adding more bosses, I feel like if you add those bosses, you should add them into a boss rush mode. Because that's what I feel like they should do. Because here's the thing, we're missing a lot of bosses from other series. You could add Peace as a boss. You can add freaking Bison as a boss. You can add Gil as a boss. There's so much potential for bosses in this game that I feel like they could capitalize on, and I really hope they do.
Yeah, like, again, that's always potential. I mean, Sakurai said Home Run Contest was the last new mode, but he lies all the time, so...
Okay, so, talking about that, actually, speaking of the modes and stuff, there is data mines in the game for one regular Smash mode, and I honestly think it's going to be Coin Battle, because Coin Battle's not even in this game. And the other ones are 3 new online modes. Interesting, huh? So, the online's not done with adding more modes, so they're going to add like 3 more modes to that, so that's interesting.
Yeah. But anyway, I guess, are you guys done talking about World of Light?
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say about it. Like, it was fun while it lasted, but I found very little to come back to, and that's why I was pretty disappointed with it.
I mean, doing it on New Game Plus again, I got nothing out of it, and I was disappointed.
Yeah.
But
anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Anyway, aside from that, did you get much out of the single-player content for this game? I mean, the classic mode was cool.
I mean, yeah, but it's not really anything to write home about.
Yeah, I mean, I like the addition of, like, spirit boards and, with the classic mode and everything like that, trying to get to the 9.9 difficulty and everything like that. I thought that was a nice touch. I also like how certain characters you fight, they're either their prospective boss, pretty much like if you choose Simon or Richter, you fight Dracula. I think with Ryu and Ken and Terry, instead of fighting just a regular Smash Brother, you pretty much are put in stamina battles and stuff.
Ken's is actually different. Ken's is actually percentage. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Ken's. I was really confused myself, but Ken is more like he fights against other Echo fighters, is what I've noticed, and like it's not stamina at all. I don't know why. I feel like it's really weird that they didn't do it with Ken, since they did it with Ryu, but I'm like, okay, I guess Echo Fighter. Yeah, I just found that weird for Ken.
Yeah, but I really did like all the themes they came up with. Bowser is against characters who wear red hats. Luigi's is against spooky themed characters, and his final boss is Dracula. Lucario's was against characters who use counters. Isabelle's was against all the females. Rosalina's was against characters who go to space. Let's see. I know there was a few other ones that I was thinking of. Piranha Plant was against all the Ultimate newcomers. Wolf was against all the characters who were in Smash 4, like all the veterans that were in Smash 4.
That was cool.
I liked all the themes they came up with. I like how Corrin's was a fight between light and dark based characters.
Yeah.
I mean, it added the cool thing about like classic mode.
I totally forgot. We totally forgot about this.
What?
Link and Zelda fighting against Ganon.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that was actually cool. That was a cool boss fight. Yeah, that's a really cool boss time.
That was a really good boss fight. I'm glad they made that.
Yeah, that was really cool. I just feel like they could have done more with it. I mean, no, actually, no. To be honest, I think it was perfect. But yeah, what I was saying is like, classic mode was really good. it's really sad to think about the fact that Classic Mode had more replayability than World of Light. That's the sad part.
True.
Because the thing is, why you wanted to play Classic Mode was because of all these different nods and characters and how much history it had with them. It's different every time. That's what's really good about it. There is one issue though I do have with Classic Mode, and it's the lack of bosses, because most of the time you're fighting Master Hand and Crazy Hand, and I'm like, it's just, it kind of gets repetitive after a while when you fight the same last boss. Because the thing about going through a Classic Mode is you want to go against a really cool boss, but the thing is, you fight against Master Hand and Crazy Hand, and you're like, yeah.
I still think they could have done more with the bosses they had. Again, so many of them, they kept doing Master Hand and Crazy Hand. For Roy's was against other sword characters. Why couldn't he fight against Ganon? Ganon uses a sword. And that's
I mean, I feel like they've done better with the DLC characters for that, but still, it kind of sucks, the fact that we have to deal with those two bosses for a lot of the Classic Mode runs.
Yeah, I do think in terms of I understand that they can't keep making bosses because that takes a lot of dev time, but I still admit having a lot of them being Master and Crazy Hand did get repetitive after a while.
I feel like if this game had another year in development, we could have had the story mode we asked for, and we could have had more bosses.
But hey, honestly, all I really wanted from the story mode was just character interactions. Not even in cutscene form, just bring up a dialogue box, characters talk, boom, good enough for me.
I still hate the fact they didn't give us that Ken throwing Terry's hat at him, in Capcom vs. SNK 2. That is such a missed opportunity.
Or Ryu telling Ken, you think this is weird, Ken? I'm with you, buddy. Something like that or something, come on.
Yeah. It's there could have been so many possibilities. Or Richter and Simon, when they're talking, is oh, who are you?
But here's the thing, though. Will they give interactions to silent characters like Link?
Well, I imagine they probably would have left them out, or they would have left them out, or they would have went with the joke where Link just says "Hi, huh," or something like that.
Isn't it kind of funny though that Zelda's literally the only voices that Zelda got was literally in one cutscene? Marth, it was so cool seeing Marth speak in freaking English, and then you see Pit speaking, but Zelda literally doesn't even speak at all. She does grunts and everything in Smash, but she literally said a few words of dialogue in World of Light's cutscene, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she actually spoke.
Yeah, that's why I thought World of Light was going to be more, because the characters were talking to each other, and Fox is at the beginning.
Emissary, everybody was silent.
Yeah, well, I think Snake says one thing, very mute, but that's it.
kept you waiting, huh?
Yeah, that's literally it. And I think Captain Falcon says one thing, but no one ever speaks at all. And I think I know why they did it, because they didn't want to re-record all the CG cutscenes with different voice lines. So blah, whatever. But again, you could just get dialogue boxes and have characters interact based off of that. It would not have been hard at all. Ugh. But I've ranted about that 7 times already. But oh well, I guess that's why we have fan fiction.
Right.
And I guess that's why we have the Snake Codex and the Palatinic Guidance.
Yeah.
There was a Subspace fan fiction that was crazy. That's really funny, because one of the only characters that touched in Subspace was actually Snake, which was kind of funny.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Oh, dude, the interactions of that cutscene were so cool, because you see Snake in a box as he gets devoured by the light, and I'm like, Snake, what are you doing? That was funny. It's just weird to me, how do you let all the interactions just go away after that first cutscene, man?
Yeah, everyone loved it. Everyone loves it how, Sonic is purposely slowing down so he can catch Pikachu, but then they both get captured. I love how Bayonetta tries to go into Witch Time, but it doesn't work. Zelda and Mewtwo try reflecting, and it doesn't work. Palutena sends Pin Dark Pit away, and she tries fighting back, and as soon as she goes off, then they lose their ability to fly. I love how characters, slowly realize they can't fight, and they start running away, but then they get captured. That was such a good cutscene.
Mm-hmm. It was.
And the fact that Kirby was like the only one that survived is Sakurai bias, by the way.
That's what I thought.
Well,
Too.
the official explanation was that Kirby was the only character who can canonically get away, and the only other characters that he could purposely consider that could get away from that scenario were Pit and were Palutena and Bayonetta, but they are complicated characters, and Kirby's easy, so we'll let Kirby survive.
Yeah.
I still think it's an excuse for bias. I still think it's an excuse. He wanted Kirby to be the main character. He loves that's his baby.
But he still has not added Bandana Wallaby.
Maybe sometime.
But,
Anyway,
Next up.
So anyway, next up we have the online mode. It sucks.
Oh man, do I have some words to say about this?
Okay, you go first, Ernesto.
all right. So I thought the online mode is broken, but needs some fixing. A lot of glitches here and there. I'm pretty sure Mr. Game Guy knows what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And in terms of the custom stages, it's something me, him, and 2 other of our friends are dealt with a lot. Because every single time we select a custom stage, and then literally it just glitches. We play the same stage, but the music that was set for that custom stage is playing rather than the one we're playing on. That music is not set there. So I mean, it's like we just keep playing the same custom stage, and like, you know what? Like, I did not select the stage. I'm like, what the hell? So like, we literally gotta drop. We gotta exit out of the arena and then freaking make a new one rather for that to work. That's something that they should fix a long time ago, but they still haven't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's still some lag issues and everything like that. Oh my god, just fucking terrible. I thought the whole arena thing was a nice touch, though. I love how now you could literally put your little POC in like either the ring, the stage, so you're like the next person coming up, or if you want to spectate, go to the spectator stands and everything. I thought that was a nice touch and everything.
Yeah.
I like how you could select the lobby music and everything. I like how you could change settings while in the thing without having to quit and make a new room and everything. I thought that was a nice touch.
Thank
but
God
it's
they
still
added
laggy. It's still laggy. It's still some button delays. They need to fix this, even though we've demanded a lot of times for servers to be fixed in other video games. Say NBA 2K and 2K20, Ronnie 2K, fix your damn servers.
Yep.
Sakurai, fix your damn servers.
Yep. I just want to get all my complaints out of the way. As for arenas, it was a nice idea and concept, but they ultimately restrict a lot of features, like how you get kicked out of the arena if you want to change your character, which I thought was really stupid. I know why they did it, and there's a better way to fix that. I hate how you can't play special battles or squad strike or smashdown online. I hate when it comes to quick play. Oh my god, they screwed that up. You have preferred rules, not your required one. They're preferred, which means you might not get the rule set you're asking for. I hate how the stage selection is completely random, which doesn't really matter when you're playing Omega or Battlefield, but if you're playing casually, you don't even get to choose what stage you want. I hate the idea of GSP, how you lose more than you gain. I hate how you can't opt out of Elite Smash, how you're always required to play in it, and there's no way to just, turn it off and not go to ranked. I don't like GSP as a system. I don't like how you don't even know how good you are. I don't like how in the trading mode, it has items turned on by default, and you have to play on a Battlefield stage. I don't like how they got rid of taunts. I don't like how they got rid of the idea for you to pause and purposely leave the match. I do not like how you can't rematch people and choose your character. I don't like how you can't go to the person's icon and choose to block them right after a match. I don't freaking like how, oh my god, I don't freaking like how there's no option to exit out of the match. I don't freaking like how the match gets super laggy and the game doesn't recognize that it's super laggy, because in other games like Mario Tennis Aces, the game will recognize the lag and even tell you, we will give you the option to leave the match and you will not get penalized for that. Smash doesn't have that option, so you have to basically disconnect or just SD and hope you don't get the penalty for SDing multiple times, meaning you have to have the opponent hit you so it doesn't count as an SD, and it's so fucking bad!
Holy crap,
The online in this game is terrible. Okay, it's not terrible. It's passable, but it's just there is so much they can improve with it, and it's just Nintendo has not gotten their online straight. There's a few theories for the reason why they don't fix it is because the online tends to be good in Japan because everyone is closer in Japan, whereas us in bigger countries who live further away have more online problems. So it's not good. It's just not good.
Cue Super Mario RPG battle music.
Fighting against an armor boss.
Once you get this video going, you should totally put that music during your rant.
That's gonna be like a separate highlight.
Just look at this. It's just this puppets music.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Oh no, not that one. Wait, was it?
Fight against an armor boss, I think.
Yeah, that's the one.
But anyway, I'm done. I got my Steam out. Ghostman, it's your turn. Go right ahead.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, it definitely this one.
Alright, go ahead.
You're definitely playing that during your rant. I got a feeling the same with the online myself because I've been playing tournaments recently and the game feels so smooth and I love it and I can play it all day. But my gosh, Nintendo, fix your servers! I'm so sick of the fact that GSP, if I literally lose one match on Elite Smash, I get kicked out of Elite Smash. That's so stupid!
It is.
Here's another thing. Where are the other modes? Your online is lackluster with modes. Where is my squad strike? Where is home run contest? Where is boss battles? Where are these modes that could make the game more fun? You literally had 4 fun and 4 glory. You should not have taken it out. It could have been completely fine. But no, you had to make a GSP system to get it to Elite Smash. It's not even for every character. You have to earn your way. I don't mind that, but it's kind of a pain in the butt when you literally have Samus's, Ridley's, and all these annoying characters just fighting against you because your online sucks.
Oh, God. Oh, that's one thing. The online made me hate fighting characters. I hate fighting against Samuses. I hate fighting against Belmonts. I hate fighting against Snakes. I hate fighting against any of the Links. I hate fighting against Mega Man, Yoshi, freaking King Dedede, Kirby's, because they do the same thing, Lucario's, because they just camp with Aura. I hate fighting Palutinas. I hate fighting the Electric Rats. I hate fighting against Inkling. I hate fighting against the characters I play. Oh my God.
And here's another thing too. Why can't we have a second arena in the arena to be able to fight against people so we don't wait in line? The reason why arena kind of sucks, I'll give it to you, Nintendo. You did add a feature to add doubles and more settings to the game. But why can we not add more people to the arena without trying to get out? That is really, really annoying.
And that's something that I would have thought maybe they would have done since the whole 8-player Smash was announced back in Smash 4. I thought, eventually they'll add, 8-player Smash into the arena, but no, we still haven't done that. Like, I don't get why they didn't do that.
Though, to be fair, if they can't even secure a good connection with 2 players, how the hell are they going to do 8 players?
Look. I'm not saying 8-player Smash, I'm just saying being able to add the number of people that can join an arena while you're in the arena instead of backing out.
Yes.
That is dumb.
That is really dumb.
It is such a hassle with the arenas, man. Like, let us stay in line when we pick our character in stage. That is something you should let us do. It's so annoying when you literally are in a room with a bunch of people and, oh wow, I lost my spot because I wanted to change a character or stage. Nintendo, that's not what you're supposed to do. Like, you could fix this by adding another arena, like Dragon Ball FighterZ, where another person can go to another arena and the wait wouldn't be as long. That is something you totally should add. Add 2 arenas in 1 arena. Oh yeah, but wait, why not just make a new arena? Because that takes time. Why can't you just let us have 2 arenas in the same room, man? Also, another thing, customization of arenas. Arenas are so bland to look at. Every time I see a Smash local arena with a blue color, let us change it to like, for example, have the Street Fighter logo in the middle. Have like a picture of the character in the middle. Or have like a color change. Make the arena red. Make it pink, blue, orange, anything.
Lavender.
Anything to make it look different. Because it's so boring when you look at the same arena.
I don't know
Nintendo.
why they didn't do that.
I like your sharing option, Nintendo. But please fix your matchmaking. And also, what the heck, Nintendo? What's with your doubles? Why do you not have competitive doubles? Why can't you not invite your friends to do doubles with you online against random people?
That sucks,
That is
too.
so dumb.
That really sucks too.
Going backwards.
They have team attack off in doubles, so you get 2 Belmont players standing next to each other, spamming projectiles, making an impenetrable wall.
It's so dumb. It's literally dumb. I don't understand it. It's like you should have team attack on. You should have been able to invite your friends to play dubs with you. That is not hard to do. Nintendo, I hope these last 3 game modes you're adding to the online are amazing. I really hope they're Squad Strike. I really hope they're anything else to make the game fresh. Because people don't want to just do 1v1s all the time. People don't want to do like for casuals, they want to play something new, fresh, a new game mode. People want to do other things. We just can't have like the regular stuff. You need to add something new to it. That's a problem with me and online. It's because I'm not having fun with the online because your servers suck. They suck harder than freaking. Let me think. Then a terrible fighting game. Like, for example, Rise of the Robots, or freaking like Killer Instinct's good actually.
I was gonna say
No, Killer Instinct's great. My bad. Killer Instinct's not bad. That's a great fighting game. My bad. Bad fighting game. Oh yeah, Capcom Fighting Evolution.
Okay, I agree with you that one.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, again, it sucks that the connection is peer-to-peer when it should be server-based.
It should be like the best. Like Nintendo, it doesn't understand me because Nintendo, you have amazing servers for Mario Kart, and you have amazing servers for these other games. But why, out of every single game, you don't have Smash?
and NBA 2K.
Because the Switch's Wi-Fi chip sucks.
It makes me furious to think about the fact that I have more problems with the online mode than Street Fighter 1!
Now that's a low blow.
I said it! Freaking, I would rather fight Sagat than deal with your terrible connection, Nintendo! I said it! Jeez!
There's no...
Nintendo, fix your freaking servers, man. Offline is amazing, and people need to experience that. I know it won't be like it, but fix your dang servers. We're paying... This is another fact. We're paying $20 a year! $20 a year for your service! Why don't you fix that?
Yeah, the freaking Wii U and 3DS one was
Nintendo,
free, and that had better online.
Card? Where's your Uno? Go find Uno, mother! Pfeiffer, go find Uno! Go find your online! I swear I'm gonna turn into evil Ryu, I swear. Jeez, Nintendo.
When Uno has better online servers than you're the biggest fighting game crossover ever.
I'm done with my rant. Nintendo, just fix your stupid servers. Fix your servers!
Okay, we should have
For me, it was Tuesday, Nintendo! Tuesday!
We should have like a freaking Megalovania play during that point.
Yeah.
Or any epic song you can think of.
Okay, I'm done. Next topic, please, because this is hurting my brain.
Okay, we're almost at 3 hours, so the last ones are easy. Music, remixes are good. Castlevania, good. Oh yeah, Terry, 550 tracks. Okay.
Oh my goodness, even more than Final Fantasy.
Yep. And I think that I know the reason why Square only allows 2 tracks. It's 2 things. A, Square is incredibly stingy when it comes to Final Fantasy content. Like, you notice Cloud's artwork in like in terms of spirits, he doesn't use his original artwork. He uses his Smash
Oh
renders.
yeah, I noticed that. That's really bad.
And next thing to note, and apparently, like whenever like the composers for Final Fantasy do music, Square Enix even just they let the composers keep the ownership to their music. So they keep the rights to it. That's why we don't get more Final Fantasy music, even though we got 8 Dragon Quest songs.
Dragon Quest songs. They're not even the original. They're not even the Dragon Quest songs aren't even orchestrated. They're MIDI. Like, it's because they gave the rights to the composers, and the composers are stingy. They don't even want Nintendo to use them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Square, what are you doing?
But overall, the music's good. We already talked about it. Castlevania has good music. King of Fighters has good music. Mega Man got a lot of good remixes. Donkey Kong got more music that isn't just jungle hijinks.
I mean, you have over 900 songs. To be honest, I'm not even mad about the music. Like, I'm very I'm very happy about it.
Yeah.
Like going back to like the remixes, you know, with a lot of the popular Castlevania music, the remixes to Dial and Vega's theme and everything, the remixes to a few of the SNK games and everything like that. Even though some of them are ports of like previous other games and everything, it was still a nice touch to have them in there. I would rather have like, you know, remix to Heart of Fire from Castlevania 1. That would have been nice, but of course they imported the one from Harmony of Despair along with the remix from Can't Wait Until Night from Haunted Castle and everything. It would have been nice, but it's still a nice addition to include all those, you know, songs from, you know, other iterations of the game, thing like that.
Yeah. My only want music-wise is that I just really wish they would add the option to let you choose whatever song you want on any stage.
Oh yeah, that too.
But anyway, music-wise, it's really good. Let's see. The last few topics we have is visuals. Game looks pretty. Everyone looks good. They look like their classic designs. Ridley looks disgusting in the best way possible. Banjo looks like how Banjo should have looked like.
So good, dude.
Banjo looks.
The stages look so good.
And I think what's also cool is something I really never thought I'd do. The whole iconic green tunic of Link was replaced with the look from Breath of the Wild, and I thought like, oh, that's pretty cool. You know, yeah. I actually think that's pretty cool.
And they still gave him his regular tunic as an alternate costume, which I thought was a nice touch.
But it's the tunic from the classic Zelda games and stuff, not the ones from like the Twilight Princess version of it or the Ocarina of Time version of it. But still, it was pretty cool that they added actually the ones from like the classic Zelda game.
I think this game, in my opinion, has a very colorful vibe to it. It's not as realistic as Brawl, and it's not as colorful as Smash 4. I think it's a mix between both, which I like.
And this is something that we probably forgot too, that feature where when you're about to win, they add that little flashy, you know, thingy when you're about to knock out your character and win the game.
Oh yeah. Oh, you mean like the final hit KO? It is, and I love it when it happens when you get hit by like a stray fireball when you're close to the blast zone. I thought that was
the Falcon punch.
Yeah.
Oh, Falcon punch from Falcon.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like you hear like the little sound going like.
I love that, and I love the dramatic zoom-in effects they did for like Ganondorf's Warlock Punch or Little Max KO Punch.
Doing a spike with that is so satisfying.
Yeah, it's like the KO isn't always guaranteed, but it's still really cool.
Oh yeah, we also forgot Final Smash meter. Your thoughts?
Amazing. They should have added it long before, but it's amazing.
It's like a fighting game meter. I like it.
Yeah,
and I love
an EX meter.
And I love Maximilian Dude's reaction to it. They finally did it! They finally gave it a meter!
Oh yeah, I love his reactions to it.
Oh my god. I don't care what anyone says. Tournament should have made that legal. It would have been so cool.
It would have, dude. It would have.
I mean, yeah, it's just like, people don't think it's fair. I mean, I don't think it's fair either, honestly. I don't think it is.
Make it for side brackets. I don't care.
Maybe for tournament players, yeah, but for casual players like me and Mr. Game Guy, it's fun.
Yeah, it is so
it's cool. Really fun for casuals, dude. But for competitive, I don't agree with that, because I play a lot of competitive
Everyone would just pick Zelda and pick her ridiculous Final Smash that sucks you in from halfway across the screen.
Yeah, or freaking our hero's broken hitbox.
Oh my god! Summon all the other heroes and just going for a mega attack.
Yeah, but in total, this game just looks beautiful. Like, it's probably one of the best looking Smash games I've ever seen.
Yes, it is. I do think that some of the colors on some characters are a little desaturated, but aside from that, small pickings.
Okay, now we're on the thoughts of the future. So what do you guys think about the future for this game?
Well, I already gave my character predictions.
Me too. I just think that from years to come, that if this is the final Smash game, thank you, Sakurai. Thank you.
Thank you, Sakurai. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Sakurai.
Yeah, thank you, Sakurai.
All I'm hoping for is the Sakurai, thank you for an amazing game, and I honestly believe this is probably going to be your last one. I'm not sure if you're going to come back and make a smaller game, but I feel like after this, there's going to be a smaller roster for Smash. It won't be as big anymore.
Yeah, they did say that Sakurai is a huge gaming junkie, and he says that he's probably going to work on this Smash for as long as he can, considering that they basically said that Smash is basically the perfect job for him.
There is a data line going around that we might be getting 10 more characters after the 5th DLC player.
I wouldn't count on it.
I think 4, 5, or 6 more is the best we'll get. I think 5 more, honestly.
Hey, I think I know who we're going to get. We're going to get Michael Myers.
Okay.
Gotta revive that old meme.
You have to bring that up.
No, I got it. I want to do it because of the Game Awards. Untitled Goose.
That is not how a goose sounds.
I think for me, or that, yeah. But I think for me, if they were to add another traditional character from a traditional fighting game, it would probably be a mixture of Heihachi, Sub-Zero. If they do go that far, I'm not saying they will.
Please do it.
Sub-Zero, though, the thing about Sub-Zero, though, is Mortal Kombat's banned in Japan, so I don't know if that
I don't care. Do it anyway. Do it anyway.
If you gotta do Friendship as a final Smash, I don't care.
Just hope we don't get that. Just hope we don't get them Heihachi costume.
Yeah, and then Sub-Zero, and maybe
I'm just saying. You said Chun-Li once.
Yeah, Chun-Li.
Gino, please.
And then Gino. Everybody wants Gino, even though I never played Super Mario RPG.
That music in that game is so good.
It's gonna happen. But yeah, Heihachi. Let's see, Heihachi, Chun-Li would be really cool. Let's see, who else can we put? Dan. We gotta put Dan.
Dan.
Oh wait, Rufus. We gotta put Rufus in. Rufus.
Rufus.
I wish we could get Kyo or Mai, but for Mai is for not for boys and girls. And freaking Kyo is a background character. What the heck, man?
Oh god, where are the memes? I want to find the
memes. I want to love Rock Howard in this game.
Where are the memes? I want to find the memes we put for Mai.
But
Mai's pretty sexy, but
and I think also another character would be added. I think will be probably a character we don't expect. Just think about it. In Injustice 2, there was Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah, and it was the thing that kicked off this whole series. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like literally like we don't know which character is going to be announced. It's the ones that we don't expect to be in. What if out of nowhere, freaking Sakurai pulls out some miracle or something.
Yeah, like we're gonna get Fire Piranha Plant.
I feel like Cosmos is that character because here I'll just show you a picture of what she looks like real quick.
Don't mind me just posting all the good Mai memes because Mai is amazing.
That's who Cosmos is.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
But
anyway. I just hope this game gets better DLC in the future. Hey, Nintendo, give us a Monster Hunter game. Oh, we forgot about Rathalos. Oh my gosh, that was so sick.
Oh yeah, Raffles is sick.
Yeah,
Yes,
I keep
it is.
forgetting Monster Hunter is represented in this game. Oh yeah, that was a sick boss. That was really sick. Monster Hunter's great. We should get a Monster Hunter character in this game, maybe. I mean, I would be down for it. Phoenix Wright.
No, we have enough.
Resident Evil character.
We could
Resident
no.
Evil character, but guys,
Resident Evil is out of the question.
Fast
Oh yeah, that's
Spirits.
true. Yeah, that's one thing I'm sad. Like I thought they were gonna add here Leon, Jill, or Chris Redfield or something, but nope. They were eventually down the line. They were added as spirit characters for a limited time, which is disappointing.
You mean nothing to me.
You mean nothing to me. Oh, I love Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Wesker, dude. You mean nothing to me.
But yeah.
What I'm saying is, thank you, Sakurai, for the game you did. I hope the next Smash game is as good as this one. Probably not going to be because the roster, but in gameplay, I hope it's better. But thank you, Sakurai, for the game that you made, and I just hope that these final DLC characters, whenever we get these characters in the next Direct, we'll be there to react, and we'll be there to enjoy this one heck of a ride that Ultimate's given us. Thank you, Sakurai. God bless you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sakurai.
Even though we bitched about your online for 15 minutes.
They still fix the online, Sakurai. Still want that online fixed.
No, never
looking
ask
funny.
for me for
I'm looking
anything
funny.
ever again.
Honestly, the one thing, Sakurai should totally work on Capcom vs. SNK 3 after this. I'm saying he should totally work on it. If you can make Terry so fun, dude, imagine a Capcom vs. SNK 3 with Sakurai being the one who works on it.
Power Wave, Buster Wolf, Burning Neku,
Please, I would love
Crack
that.
Shoot.
I know, I really want Sakurai to work on a competitive
Rising
fighting game
Deku.
for once. I really want him to. I really want him to, dude.
Oh yeah, by the way, Sakurai made Smash because he felt so bad for beating a couple in SNK.
And KOF 95, yeah, that was pretty funny.
So when you think about it, Terry's inclusion was just coming full circle.
Yeah, we got the SNK character. Dude, SNK's been so nice with like giving up their characters in music. Like they gave us so much stuff.
So we submitted 50 tracks, and SNK just told us, okay.
Oh, Terry's ults are so cool. They gave one of his designs is actually the KOF 14 design. The yellow costume is actually his COP 14. That's what's really cool about it. I mean, I like the ults. The ults are cool, yeah. But I'm just saying, thank you, Sakurai, for this game, and we just can't wait for the future of it.
Yeah, and all in all, this video's been going on for 3 hours, almost as long as the Game Awards, and still no Smash reveal.
Do we want to talk about the future plans for this channel? Because like, I don't want to go into it before we go. I mean, we'll do a slight hint of it.
I'll just say one thing. It seems like monthly by bi-monthly seems to be our sweet spot when it comes to uploading videos on this subject.
I do want to make an announcement, though. Drum roll, please. I'm joining Ernesto and Game Guy on the podcast and watching movies, terrible movies. So I hope you guys are enjoying me because I'm joining them.
Yay!
The Dugtrio podcast is back, I guess.
I guess so. The Mr. and Ghost podcast.
Anybody who's watching the video, give us suggestions for movies you want us to watch because we will totally react to that, and I've been wanting to do that for a while. If they're bad movies, then that's good. I mean, mostly just suggest some movies we can laugh at or that are bad or something.
As long as
I mean,
they're fun.
mostly movies that are video game related, I guess, but I don't know. It's really up to you two what kind of movies you guys want to watch.
Well, it was Game Guy's turn to choose a movie. I did
so
one with
Peter will choose the movie then.
platformer.
Then Peter will choose the movie then.
Yep. Well, anyway, we've been going for about 3 hours and 8 minutes. I think it's about time to cut this off.
Probably one of our longest videos. Yeah. Okay, well, my name is Ghostman. You can follow me on Ghostman SSBU on Twitch, Ghostman SSBU on Twitter, and all the other good stuff. Yeah, you can just follow me
The link
there.
will be provided down below.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ernesto, you go ahead.
Just thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast. Hopefully everyone enjoyed, even though it was 3 hours, and looking forward to more.
Yep.
This is one of our longest podcasts.
Go ahead, Game Guy.
Okay, yeah,
Yep.
Peter, you're the one.
So, in terms, have fun, everyone. Keep on smashing, and don't smash too much.
See you, everyone.
Later.
Bye.
Peace. God bless.